billion to now and something billion, and everybody will look at it. Hey, beautiful. Everybody will run, invest. You collect money from your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. You will go to Lapo, collect Lapo loan. Everybody, and that was exactly what happened. People went, collected money. They've shown them graph, everything, and all of them ran to invest. And then the same people now brought aids, they brought donors, they brought pesticides, they brought inputs. Can use these pesticides, use it, they will help everything to grow faster. And then 2022, 2023, the farmers found out that they've been jobbed. Gradually. What happened? The chemicals they got from the farm inputs they got from USAID contained high sulfur content, weakened the ginger. The ginger became susceptible to fungal attack, and then black spots that appeared on the ginger. The whole world said no to the ginger. Meanwhile, they are carried the ginger and replicated it abroad in other places. So now nobody is buying our ginger. Our gingers are now inferior because of the high sulfur content inside what we received. I have this report. Many of the ginger farmers sent it to me on X, sent me a lot of the things happening in ginger. As I speak to you today, somebody was in Kaduna today doing a documentary on this. When the documentary is out, you guys will show it to everybody. Many of the ginger farmers committed suicide. They left their farms, ran out of southern Kaduna, riding Okada and doing construction all over the city of Abuja. That is how Nigeria has now, ginger farms have now been depleted, billions lost. Many people killed themselves. 2025, the reality is that we are currently importing ginger from Cameroon. Where are the promises of USAID? Do we need to be conspiracy theories for us to think that the same thing is about to happen to our maize? These people come to try to help us and cause more problems. And most importantly, dependency on their seeds, on their chemicals, because they will cause problems that they will later come and solve. And when they are solving the problems, you are going to pay a lot of money for them to solve the problems. Go to Business Day, September 23, last year. Our cotton farmers, because cotton was the first GMO in Nigeria, our cotton farmers complained that this thing is already happening. They've tried this thing for 6 years. It's already happening. Their farms can no longer support their organic seeds. Their farms have been chemically abused. They can't even find the organic seeds. When they started the GMOs, it was 15,000 naira per kg of seeds. Now it's currently pushing 55,000 to 60,000 naira per kg, and you need about four of that for an acre of land. The whole report is inside there. I spoke to Nakotan, the president of Nakotan, personally. I can bring him on the call. I spoke to him, and he affirmed these things. He said it's not very expensive. It's only rich people that can go into cotton farming. And guess what, my brothers and sisters? This exact same thing happened in Burkina Faso. All the cotton association, all the cotton farmers, they came together. More than 500 of them did a video. Documentary videos on the internet. You don't need to be a conspiracy theorist to find that video coming from all the cotton farmers, because cotton was one of the major exports in Burkina Faso. They complained that the GMO cotton was giving them inferior yield. First of all, inferior in quality. They will tell you bounty harvest. But then the quality was inferior. The whole world began to reject it. And they lost their businesses, lost their farms, and they had to reject it, and then they began to save their industry. Our cotton farmers cried out last year. Nobody is hearing their cry. Yet, we are using our two eyes to enter into the same problem Burkina Faso had. See, if you're on your phone, just open the internet. Use Google or use Yandex. Google suicide cotton farmers in India that committed suicide, and see how many, more than 11 to 12,000 cotton farmers in India that killed themselves because of the same thing that I'm saying. And Monsanto came up in 2011 to admit that their GMO cotton failed in India. It failed in India, failed in Burkina Faso, and failed in other countries. Nigeria adopted it in 2016. Who was the person that adopted it in 2016? First of all, it was PDP in 2015 that approved GMOs into the country. And it was done on the behest. There's a Premium Times article of 2016 to tell this story properly. We need to start doing our research. This thing didn't start today. Premium Times did an investigative report to prove that Monsanto Agriculture Nigeria Limited, they were the ones that lobbied the NBMA Act of 2015 that opened Nigeria up for GMOs. They're the ones that lobbied it into our laws. And after they lobbied it into our laws, we now adopted it. Then on May 1st, 2016, May 1st, 2016, go and check it. It's on a Sunday. May 1st, everybody in the world knows that May 1st is Workers' Day. May 1st, Dr. Rufus Ebeka approved GMOs for cultivation in Nigeria. May 1st. Where is the risk assessment he did? No risk assessment. Last year, we used the whole of last year to ask the NBMA for risk assessment. They refused to, they didn't give us. We've debated this thing with them everywhere. We've called them, come to the studio, let two of us sit in the studio and debate this thing. When they tried it with us at Embelembe Studio in Abuja, they brought one professor and one doctor. They brought the doctor that did the PBRKP in Africa, in Nigeria. Very intelligent guy. But by the time we're done, even the peasants, everybody knew that this thing was a problem. We debated it live with them. There is no risk assessment for these things, no health risk assessment. When we went to the Nigeria Agric Seed Council, we met a certain doctor there. The guy, when we were going to discuss, he closed his door and he told us we are in danger in this country. He said he's a PhD holder in genetics, studying in the UK. He said we're not. Hey, hold on.
They were witnessing modern day slavery. Modern day slavery. But go and check the conversation on social media. Go and check what the Nigerians are talking about. If very few of our people that have been talking about it, that make it even trending today, just go and check it. What we are meant to focus on. Let me read the message I just got right now for my DM. The person said, please keep me anonymous. Say, hello Emir. Please drop this contribution from me and you can confirm this form. Should I call this name? I will not call the person's name, but the person is a popular person. I have a farm in Benin, in Benin, and we were looking for maize for planting for this season. And every shop that this English no good. And every shop that we were looking for seeds, behold, it was all GMO seeds that was available to sell. This, I'm not going to call the name that should not be mentioned, was aware because I asked him to get me real seeds from Kaduna instead. This GMO has eaten deep into the Nigerian soil. Maize seeds, actually. So we're dealing with it. We're in a country whereby we are facing recolonization of our well-being. Like a country whereby he who controls what you eat controls the nation. You think it's a coincidence that all the major Fulani headsmen attack that we have been facing in this country for the past couple of years has been in hinterlands, farmlands, displacing of farmers? Ask yourself, what is this headsmen? Which headsmen? What thing them get with farmers? Now only their cows they chop this thing. What is the agenda? What is the underlying agenda behind this thing? Benue State is the food basket of the nation for a reason. Plateau State, when you go to this mango that they're talking about, my family back in the days, my family used to own hectares of lands there. We used to be massive cultivators of maize back in the days. Maize, soya beans. All these places now all these farms are abandoned. Some people are gradually making sure that Nigerians can produce what they will eat. But they have settled our influencers. Our influencers are in bed with them. Our influencers are on the good side. For goodness sake, if the moment I just saw Bill Gates first, that has done this drug baron after inauguration, the first person that visited him was Bill Gates. I said, I made a post. I'm going to find out because I said that if you're looking at this Bill Gates visitation to this drug baron and you're happy and you're smiling, you don't know what is coming to Nigeria. it means you have not done your own hard work to go and see how well this man will reject. Our atmosphere alone is so fertile that on top of our roof, things they grow. If you leave your roof, things could begin fruit could just pour tomatoes on the floor. Nigerian land, tomatoes will start growing. We are witnessing the eradication of our own ability to produce what we eat, and it is just normal thing for Nigerians. Maybe could do banter on social media. No wahala. Thank you so much, Patience. Please, if you can come back, man. Thank you so much, Reverend Maurice. Maurice will send me a perfect illustration of the kinds of ginger in my DM. I just saw it right now. It is insane. And they did a very well documented, a very well documented video on what this guy was talking about. A board of people that came to talk about agriculture to the House of Assembly in Nigeria. And on that, 7 of the people that were meant to talk and convince our House of Rep members to be able to talk about agriculture or to be able to buy into what they are selling. The 7 of them, all funded by different bodies with different names. Saddam, underneath Saddam, funded by Bill Gates. Momi Bolanle, underneath Momi Bolanle, funded by Bill Gates. Justice, underneath Justice, funded by Bill Gates. Unilever Best, underneath Unilever Best, funded by Bill Gates. Tai, all of us that come open space. That come open space, going to say, GMO is good. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scene, all of us are collecting. We don't collect corn. You don't chop corn. God said, Over Nigerians, let's welcome my brothers and sisters. So let us know what we should be speaking about. For me, I say this all the time. You people, we like chaos. The kind of chaos we would like. When we put our energy to fight what will save us, what will save Nigeria, what will help Nigeria. Please, I know what I've been saying this and I'll keep saying it. Let us keep going. Let me bring in my brother Osaratin. Please, if you real our best, please let me bring in our best. Real our best, I've been here for a long time. You know, greatest you have now. If that's it,
I quit do. I did change oil for months, so I did come on now.
Okay.
Real our best, I bet relax. God bless you. The reason I quickly pick up my hands is this GMO. You know, when fertilizer came in, then that was when this education started as far back as 1992, when fertilizer became something very important. During that time, you know, the NPK fertilizer came, the nitrogen, potassium, phosphate as a fertilizer. So this thing actually changed the genetic mutation in food. You know, when we say genetic, we mean the growth, the life stage of it. And it takes time. People wonder now, why is cancer everywhere? Because it's years, it built up with years. More cancerous conditions are in overseas than in Africa. But they want to program Africa to be like from 2050s. Then you see more cancerous conditions. That's why they want to bring this GMO to Africa. Because when they started this GMO, people were like telling us we are far behind time. You don't need this planting of cassava 1 year before you are put. You know, a cassava in the olden days, most people might even forget, it was 3 years. You know, 3 years your cassava stay before you are put. But now, we modify. There's a stick we were using around 1988. That stick of cassava, you know, they have different kind of cassava stick. That stick of cassava, when you make it under 1 year, the volume and the produce you have, maybe, how will I do it now? Okay, Nigeria, we use feet more. If I say inside 50 by 100 now, you plant cassava, then the cassava you will put there, you will have more basins of cassava being finished, processed, than you even do it 200 by 200 square foot, or 200 by 200 feet, that even when you plant that one was much more. So these things have been changing over the years, and these things are gradually coming to fruition. Biggest aid is to bring African numbers down, because his agenda is the population of the world is too much for what the world have. So COVID couldn't do that. Now it's coming to GMO. Like you said, when he came to visit our current president, everybody was alarming it. What does he have to offer? What concerns Brigade and Nigeria? But he said he's going to build one 5-star hospital, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's also in organ harvesting matters. So that has been his business for over the years. So on this GMO, we must enlighten, because this one went to the farmers in the farm. They will, when you tell them, they'll tell you, oh, no wonder. I told my uncle, I said, can't you see even the oil yield you are getting now from the seedling? I mean, red palm oil. Bro, you eat with red oil now, you are in problem. You eat with groundnut oil, which one we know as Ororo, you are in trouble. Because they are all not chemicalized. They are no longer original. Even up to banana, plantain, none of them is original again. And the thing is crawling badly into our country. And the reason why so many of those things are still not effect, I will tell you the truth, Saddam. The truth is, our immune system in Africa, Saddam, you know, when they're taking care of a patient here, they give them like 10 milligrams. Both of you have the same ailment, 10 milligrams. Your own will be 100 milligrams to work. Because your immune system is so strong that 10 milligrams can't work. So why? Because GMO has finished them. They don't have anything that fights against anything called disease. That's why you see them falling in COVID like ripe plantain or ripe orange from the tree. GMO is something we must condemn from the beginning to the end. We must let people know it's a killer and it's a gradual one. That from 2050, we'll see people slumming. They will call it natural death. Some will say heart palpitation. Those things are not existing. It is just what they are swallowing. You see the children we have nowadays. When they give birth to children, they close their eyes for like 3 to 4 days. Ask them, mommy, bonally, they understand. But now, when you give birth to children, they are even ready to talk. From 2020, children might start talking from womb because of the lactogen they are giving them. What we are producing now, no longer. You see, well, at times we let people know that in time to come, we're producing rubber kits. That is AI kits. These ones are not machine, but they will be programmed by the food they eat. You wonder why Gen Zs behave like this Gen Zs. They didn't eat the baby food you ate. Some of you ate akamo and salt. That's not what they ate. The Gen Z of 1995, 2000, what they ate was a lactogen baby. Not from cow protein, it was a chemically produced thing. That's why the way they think, you see a Gen Z, you go say get liver and go commit suicide because his brain he can't take something hard anymore. You saw that NYSC young girl crying that day. That's their real life. They can't stand hardship. They don't have that immune in their medulla to hold things anymore. Any small thing can turn them off. Check them now with Uncolos. You see the way they are going after drugs to keep their immunity. Look, GMO is crazy. Food, that's why the elders will tell you the way to a master is to go into his tummy. And there's an adage, when you can fight anything, but what goes into your tummy is difficult to fight. We must fight GMO. I agree there. I don't want to take your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. This is a conversation that I think we should be having. We started this conversation last year, and we had a professor on this platform. One of the studying, we just died because I'm not even immune to the fact that there's a lot of things you see on the timeline that you me where the shout focus, self. I just get distracted because I'm a human being. I just got follow waiting on time. But the truth of the matter is that we have to be proactive as a movement. We have to be proactive as a people. We have to be proactive in trying to save our country. Conversations like these are conversations that we should be amplifying, irrespective of where you stand. Because okay, we'll give children. Our children go to chop food. We chop. We wake up. Their brain go just empty. Brain nothing. I can't even doubt what he says. Because look at the upcoming. This ones, their brain, nothing. Their head don't
finish. In America, 10 apple is $3 in some store. That is this GMO apple. The original apple, which they call that is the organic one, the organic apple. Only 3 seed will be $10. And you see all elderly men in America, they all walk to that shop, they sell whole food. They call it organic food sales. They pay dearly for it. They don't eat GMOs anymore. No, we can't go to GMO, not negotiable.
Yeah, make I even talk something. Sorry, Master Dam, I'm back.
Richard, come here, please. Come here, I beg you. Today you're my co-moderator because this is very, very important conversation. Please come here.
Thank you. Make I talk something very important. You know, say before I went up, I never know say I know they charge that phone. Now, you know, say I talk something to buttress what he just said about children now having issues. At the this is inside the National Agric Seed Council. There was a doctor we met there. He's a top guy. One of their top guys there. I will not mention his name or anything close to him so that he will not be profiled. And the guy said that anybody, people in government who began to speak against GMO, they were either drafted or they were made to become spokespersons for GMOs. That means it's now your terms of reference to go and become a speaker to support the science. They will first send you for conferences to go and learn how to defend it. Then they will now make you an ambassador of you originally were against it, too. Then they will convert you. But the guy said that all the things that we're even saying about the dangers, the concerns, he said he's aware. He said, I'm waiting to study for school. He said, but there's even one that we are not even talking about. Now that's even the one that is scaring him the most. He said it's the fact that this thing can alter your second generation. In other words, your children. There will be gene transfer. It will mess up your children's gene. So it's not in you. So you will not know that something has happened. Then, when your children, the things start affecting your children, they will not be able to know what is causing it. Neither will you know. But as at that time, the people that planned this thing will have a solution for it. So you have a generation of people that may be totally dependent on them. Right now, there is no sufficient... Why do you think that there is no... You know, I posted something earlier on. I said, why do you think there's no sufficient science to say GMO is good or bad? You think it's accidental? Inside our current Ministry of Health that has received $64 million from Bill Gates since this administration started, $64 million. Between October, November last year till now, they've received more than $55 million. Converted to Naira, I know how many billions that is. That's how much that ministry has received from donor funders like Bill Gates. Yet there is one department inside that Ministry of Health.
Bill Gates is just a man dashing money. He's just like
He's dashing money. A capitalist like that. You see, let me tell you guys something. I like that guy for one thing. He's very serious with his work. He puts his money where his mouth is. He's very, very serious with his work. It is we that are serious with our work. It is us that we are serious. We are serious with our life. He carries money, gives that, but there's one department that is underfunded. Guess that department, that unit. I didn't even know this. I was engaging a medical doctor, which I'm going to start pushing that guy very soon because we need him. We don't have health advocates in Nigeria. If you know what is happening in our hospitals, anyway, that's not today's conversation. Anyway, that particular unit is underfunded. Do you know why? That is the unit that is supposed to go and investigate when there are deaths in hospitals. What killed this person? Why did this person die? You know, those kind of things, you know. But that unit is underfunded. When there are deaths, when people complain on the issues they're having in hospitals, that's the unit that's supposed to work. So question is, why is that unit underfunded? Do you think they want to look at the data of people that are dying and why they are dying? So the absence of the data means absence of research because data feeds research. So when the data is not there, there's no research. So when the GMO, the risk assessment, because as it is now, as I'm talking to you right now, there is no long-term health assessment for GMO anywhere in the world. No long-term risk assessment for GMO. And because of that, Ecuador burnt all their GMO farms when they were doing confined field trials. When they were done trying it, they burnt everything. Tanzania, they went the same time they came to Nigeria with telomeres. They went to Tanzania. Tanzania did field trials and truncated it. They lobbied them again. They did it, truncated it again. They said they don't want. Meanwhile, Tanzania is currently.
Christian, I want to ask you a question that I've been bothering me, that I've been hearing.
Okay.
I don't know how true it is. Is it true that any land that these GMO plants have been planted on, that those lands can no longer be, normal plants cannot grow there again? Is it true, or is that?
I recall, make I pick my laptop. Sometimes, this thing, you go need to read. They cram many of these things. But make I open laptop, answer this question. Hopefully, I go find out research. I want to share. If I don't, I would talk about the research here, but I would also share the link to that research, because now if they say we do conspiracy, we could find the exact research. There is a research to prove this, so I will not just say it off my head. There is a research to prove it. I think I posted that research recently. Maybe I'll look for it. And yes, the soil becomes affected. Yes, it is not wrong. It's even logical. Think about it. You are dowsing, after you have super weeds, with the emergence of super weeds on the farm, the dosage of herbicides pesticide will increase. Herbicide, it will increase. So if you increases by this time, increases by the next time, increase by the next time, what are you doing? And those chemicals are not just killing only, because what is weed? Weed is unwanted plant. If you have a maize farm and you are doing monocropping maize, if you have pawpaw on that farm, that pawpaw is a weed. You should know that. So those things that you are calling weed, they are actually beneficial. And in fact, we should also bring chief herbalists and some other people that are on X that talk about these things very well. Chief herbalist is an expert on it. Some of those things that you call weed, they are lifesavers. We are finding out.
Please, can you bring all these guys for us next week, please?
Yes, I'll talk to chief herbalist. They are this thing that you call weed. If we know, there's this very common one. It's called common pulsane. That's the name, pulsane. Maybe I've even posted about it recently. Do you know that thing is actually the best solution for hypertension? It's a very common weed. It grows in between interlocking tiles itself. It's all over the place. It's the stem is quite soft, it's succulent. That thing is the best. You can Google and even search it. Purslane. Pulsane. It's the best, one of the best against hypertension. Very good for the body. So let me not sidetrack. Now, when these weeds become a lot on your farm, these glyphosate, these herbicides, they will kill everything apart from the GMO crop. So when you are wiping out totally, absolutely everything that is green on top of the farm, apart from the GMO thing that you're planting, so that you can have improved yield and all of that, what are you doing? Where do you think the rain will fall, wash all the excess chemicals into your running water? It seeps into your water aquifers, and then it's entering everything. It just keeps going. Then you find that your biodiversity is being depleted. This is where we have Nimobasi and several other organizations like HOMEF. They have strong advocates against GMOs because they deplete. In fact, I will bring them there. I'll bring Miriam Bassi. Miriam Bassi will give you good information about this thing. I'll bring her next week. I'll bring Joyce Brown. Bring all the professors. I'll bring everybody. I'll bring the whole party to our next space. This thing destroys the environment. It affects your biodiversity. Before they say that we are also conspiracy theorists, I studied forestry and wildlife in the University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. So it's not as if I don't know what I'm talking about. It affects the soil. I will post that research. I'll post that research on how GMOs, and somebody did a 17-year study on it. And when it was done, a professor of soil science, after 17 years, by 2021 and 2023, he released a peer-reviewed research to prove that this thing affects the soil. He has said it, scientists have said it, you can even Google it, BOG, our Egbon, Babatunde Badamosi. He also posted that research, and he tagged me on it recently. I posted that research also in one of David Hunday's posts recently also, and I posted it. That research stands, and it's a peer-reviewed research to show that this thing affects the soil. Then you go to Business Day, September last year, and see where our cotton farmers complained about this same thing, that the soil is affected. What else do we need? There's somebody will sit down there and do video and say that this thing is good. How? It's good because you have been paid to promote it. You know? So these are the imperatives. These are the things we're talking about. Then you look at the children now, like let me go back to that other point. The children now are being affected, but we don't know. How did sickle cell become a racial sickness? We don't know. We just met it. Then we are dealing with it. And then the next generation will start dealing with some new types of sicknesses. How many people eat beans today and the beans just digest and you don't use Gestid? How many people? We are getting to normalize it now.
Brother, do you know that South Africa, no SS in their blood, in their generation. South Africa, core Africa, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How come the thing is affecting only one race? So some people. That means they can just you see, this is where we say this thing is actually a bioweapon. They can just target a certain population and then create. You see, we are not against biotechnology as it were. You can use it for road, make our road stronger, better. Use it to use it for all those other things. It's good. But when it comes to food, life, the body, human body that has existed for thousands of years, scientists, like I was talking in one meeting, when you open that particular corn or you open that particular thing, you met genes there. Did you put it? No. Then what gives you the right to carry that gene from one species to another species without causing problems? Who gives you the right to do it? God arranged all the genes there. God thought. Because God thought, he said, okay, these are the best genes that should be inside corn, put it. These are the best that should be inside bacteria, he put it. These are the best. But you scientists, what body of knowledge have you consulted that gives you the right and authority to do that kind of thing? And when you are done, you will now say what you have done is good. What you have done is not good. It's only God that said it. After God created, he said it is good. And then the evening and the morning the next day. And God, when he created the seed, he put inside every seed. Go and read Genesis. Use it as a research book. Even if whatever religion you are, use the Bible as your research book. Don't use it as a religious book. Go and look at what was said there. He said after he created the seed, he put life in it. So that is food security. So that the seed can be regenerative. God made every crop to be regenerative. Science has come to say they want to now patent it. Then they will own it and control it. So that they will decide who will eat or not eat. And we are saying that it's not a problem. You open it, you meet gene there. Then you start playing with the gene up and down. Tolom, 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 tolom. Pressing A, pressing B, doing this. And you say you are doing science. There are some areas of science that you should just leave for the creator. Leave him alone with it. You're not about it. You can do your selective breeding, like Aproko doctor was talking about. Those are hybrid. But you that in your generation, there's no bald person, A to Z. Then you say you like baldness. Then you now look for somebody that is bald. Then you go and take the gene that is making his head go bald. Then you took it inside your own head. Something is wrong with you. And let me even use the example that was used at the 7th National Biosafety Conference. I attended it. Biosafety Conference. I'm going to talk about this again. Biosafety, we have a Nigerian Biosafety Management Agency. These people are supposed to be the regulators of GMOs in this country. They are the ones that are supposed to be like the NAFDAC. When Monsanto came and they lobbied it in, they first came in, they went to NAFDAC. NAFDAC said GMOs are banned. They are pesticides. We don't want GMOs. Then they say, okay, it's not a problem. It's because you are the people that are stamping this thing. Then they will go to the National Assembly, lobby the bill in that we should have another agency to regulate biotechnology because it is expert science. And then they successfully had the NBMA Act of 2015. Quote unquote, in other words, that stamp where NAFDAC no one stamp on, they carried that stamp and gave another agency. Then they planted the person as the Nimo Bassi and Miriam Bassi will come and talk about this thing very well. They planted because they know when all these things were happening and they followed it up. They even know the guy. The guy used to be anti-GMO, but of course he was bought. Rufus a beggar. That's what they told me. Then they gave the stamp to NBMA. Then NBMA now has the stamp that NAFDAC had before. And everything they took to NAFDAC, they took it to MBMA. And May 1, Workers' Day, the guy was stamping away Nigeria's future. That same guy went to a conference last year, June 2024. I think he still has it pinned on his Twitter handle. A conference on GMO mosquitoes. So we'll be talking about that in another very soon if we don't start doing something about it. Then the guy now stamps all these GMO things, stamps cultivation of GMO beans. The 3 approved in Nigeria for cultivation. Then there are some others that are doing codedly, rice and co. But there is maize, beans, and cotton. That was how this thing entered. This agency, NBMA, puts that one as equation 1. Everybody, I for don't say make people carry paper and biro come to this space because people like in a class you go enter. Write NBMA, put it equation 1. Then another agency I want to tell us here in this meeting is National Agricultural Biotechnology Research and Development Agency, NABDA. Put that one as equation 2. Now, NABDA, the one I just talked about, they are the promoters of biotechnology in Nigeria. Then, number 3, Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnologists, OFAB, put it as equation 3. These are very important things that we need to note. Then number 4, write AATF, African Agricultural Africa Technology Foundation, something like that, AATF, as equation 4. Now, AATF and OFAB, 3 and 4, equals Bill Gates. OFAB is owned by AATF. AATF is like now, you want to conquer Africa. We want to conquer Africa's agriculture. So we'll use technology to do it. And then we now create a foundation for it. That is AATF. Everybody can Google anything I'm saying. You check the facts are there. AATF are the number 1 funders of GMO on the continent of Africa. So go to Bill Gates Foundation website and check committed grants to AATF. It is in the tune to over $300 and something million. You can check it. I have the Excel sheet on my system. Then AATF now says, okay, we are supposed to do technology foundation. We're a technology foundation which involves mechanized and many other things. But we have an agenda for making the whole of Africa adopt biotechnology. All right, so let's now create like an association of agricultural biotechnologists globally, across Africa. So we'll now localize it in every country. So we'll have OFAB Kenya, OFAB Nigeria, OFAB Tanzania, and like that. So they created OFAB. Then after they created OFAB, appointed as the coordinator for OFAB Nigeria, and she was sent to Nigeria with blessings from their headquarters. Dr. Rose Gidado comes into Nigeria from OFAB. Of course, she also studied in the Michigan University, did some courses there too. Very, very passionate about biotechnology. She comes into Nigeria, and then they begin advocacy, going around preaching the gospel of biotechnology, everybody gathering people, of course, because there's money, biggest money now, you will see committed grants, $5 million to the spread of knowledge on biotechnology. So that's how the thing was growing. The money was there. All this was happening in the early 2000s. All of us were just eating our natural food. We didn't know that we were actually fighting a food war that had started. We did not know. Madam Rose went around, did a very fantastic job. She's done very well. She's been credited with, in fact, they call her the mother of biotechnology in Nigeria. Guess what? Madam Rose Gidado is today a federal government director, a staff in number 2. Remember, number 1 is MBMA, number 2 is NABDA, Nigerian Agricultural Biotechnology Research and Development Agency. That's NABDA. Now, Dr. Rose Gidado is the Deputy Director of NABDA and the Director of Agricultural Biotechnology Department inside NABDA. Number 2 person and also number 1 of her own department of Agricultural Biotechnology in Nigeria. She holds a directorship position in federal service and at the same time is still the country director of OFAB in Nigeria. You are in 2 organizations at the same time. You came in as advocacy, now you're a policy driver and policy maker. That is how this thing has been coming in. Now, guess what? NABDA, this Dr. Rose Gidado's organization, is sitting on the board of NBMA, number 1. NBMA are the regulators. The people that are supposed to regulate this thing to say this is good GMO, this is bad. And they've tried. There are some that they've said is bad, like MON 810. They banned it in Nigeria. MON, and of course now, MON 817 was banned everywhere. That's the first generation GMO maize. It was banned in many parts of the world. So it was just easy for them to just lift the same ban and ban it in Nigeria. But they approved MON 89034 and they approved MON 87460. Those 2 have been approved in Nigeria. Meanwhile, South Africa last year, November last year, reversed their approval for MON 87460 because insufficient risk assessment was done. When I spoke to NBMA and I pressured them, they eventually told me that they did a 2-year risk assessment on GMO. In other words, only 2 years. 2 years. They only tested it for 2 years, and they didn't test it for health. They just tested it for yield and 1 or 2 other things. And guess what? They actually received the risk assessment when it was submitted by the people that wanted to do GMO. I've been to their office. I've submitted documents to them. I know all of them. In fact, I greeted the DG. Happy birthday recently. How is it possible that the promoter of biotechnology, GMO, in Nigeria, Dr. Rose Gidado, her organization, is sitting on the board? Remember, I started from how AATF was founded, how they created OFAB, how OFAB was now sent into several African countries. And so the person that was sent into the OFAB person sent to Nigeria is sitting on the board of the regulators. How is that possible? That means the referee is a Chelsea fan. Non-Chelsea fan. In fact, the referee is the person that Chelsea sent to go and start their fan club in maybe Spain, for instance. They're about to play PSG. The referee is the person that is the president of the fan club of Chelsea Fans Association in PSG, and he's the referee of a match of Chelsea versus PSG. How is this possible? How are the umpires so complicit? So that when the opposing team is playing match, the referee can quickly just score 1 goal and blow the whistle and say, everybody, that goal is you cannot contest it. Dr. Rose Gidado is sitting on the board. Her organization is sitting on the board of the regulators. How will the regulators regulate properly? I went to the 7th Biosafety Management Agencies Conference. I went to there. I was invited. I went in Abuja. I saw all of them. I even saw Madame Rose Gidado. I saw all of them there. We were the only 2, myself and Professor Christobek, were the only 2 opponents of GMOs in that meeting. We sat there, and everybody was talking about how good GMO. Guess who organized that conference? OFAB sponsored the conference also. OFAB sponsored the conference.
Just pause. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to us across all our different platforms, in case you've been wondering, how did slavery come to pass? How did it happen? You're witnessing it in real time. Real life events. The same way it happened. You see, history always repeats itself. Always repeats itself. We're witnessing modern day slavery. We're enslaving ourselves with Nigerians actively participating in making these things come to pass. But no, let's go and be talking coalition. Go on, patience, please. Just if you just wrap up, let me bring it. I want to keep you here so you can respond to other issues, please. But
no, let me just round up
around
like a minute. Around in a minute. You see, the reason why I'm going this deep into this matter is so that people, Chief Herbalist is even here. Emir Saddam, I can see Chief Herbalist here. Maybe we should bring him up.
I saw him too. I saw him. I sent him the mic. I don't know if you want to come up and speak.
Okay, when I'm done, let him come up. Thank you. So now the reason I'm going into this deep history and this back-end information is for people to know that I'm not only tweeting about, I've been tweeting actively. I was a private citizen like everybody as at January last year. But when I saw the war that we are fighting, I left and I carried weapons. I'm going into all of these things so that you will know it's not a video that a Proco doctor put up that will convince me. In fact, he was even wrong in many of these things he said in that video. It was very wrong. And also, I want to encourage everybody. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not an expert. I saw somebody saying something earlier on saying that I play with genes for a living. I will speak on this thing as an authority. Opwe. Shut up. Are you the only one that is going to eat your product? Anybody that can eat, let me tell you something. Agriculture is not a science, as it were. It has been existing for a long time. Even if it is a science, it's to make it better, not to change it. People have been eating since humanity appeared. People have been doing agriculture. So it's not from, you can't come and tell me that you know better than me in agriculture. Our farmers in the village know better than everybody. So we are going into this, and everybody has a right to be an authority on this matter. If you have the internet and you can read, if you don't want to go find to the internet, go inside my Twitter history. Go and start searching GMO inside my Twitter history. I have thousands of tweets, thousands of research. I've posted many. Read about it. Everybody has the right to be an authority on this thing. Question anything. I'm going into all of these details of how this thing entered so that you will know that we are not just saying what we don't understand. I've interacted with these people. I met them. We've talked. We've discussed these things. Some of them don't eat this thing that they are pushing. They don't eat it. They don't use it. So I've gone deep into it so that everybody will understand. It's not conspiracy. We go into these meetings. We have had meetings with them. We've had conversations. And the conversations are still on. And everybody should get ready. Something is coming very, very soon. Very, 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 very soon. It's going to be live broadcasted. I will try to make it on a Thursday safe. So that we can have it on a space. It's coming very, 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 very soon. That will lay rest to this matter in a strategic way. I yield.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. So, guys, listening to us, please, if you're thinking of how can you join the conversation, what can you do? Because for me, I'm all about being very, very proactive. And on this platform, that's what we try to do. We'll focus more on solutions. And if there's anything we can do is to make sure that we have these narratives on mainstream media. Nigerians are talking about it. Nigerians are listening. Nigerians, because that I said Nigerians follow trends. Nothing the trend Nigerians go jump on. So if more of us are talking about GMO, saying no to GMO, because there are many people, and I say this, if there's something I try to always on the violence is that please learn not to make heroes of human beings. Learn not to make heroes of anybody on earth. The only person I talk say I make hero of in my life, and I say I don't look him. He don't do him consistently for decades. Now, he has consistently shown why I can make him a hero. And even as I'm making a hero, I'm not saying he's infallible. No man is infallible. So do not make anybody a hero, because we have this mentality in Nigeria whereby we eulogize human beings and raise them to hero status. And when they now go against what we seemingly believe or we know to be true, we now have this, but this guy cannot mislead us now. This guy cannot lie to us. This guy cannot, not like he's probably working for his agenda or she's working for her agenda. So when you see many of your people that you love begin to propagate and say, oh, GMOs, there's nothing wrong with GMOs, and Europe that ban it, they have a reason to ban it, Europe can ban it, Nigeria should not ban it, and just know that many of these people that they are educated and doing this, they have an agenda. Many people that are on the struggle with you are financed. Many people. Now you share the same struggle. I think you're laughing together, you're fighting together. Then get their own bus stop. Very, 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 very important. So please, guys, all I'm just saying is, in essence, try to be proactive to this conversation. Let us go with it. We're trying to. I'm just going to see if we can trend the hashtag No to GMOs in Nigeria. Everybody, please just jump on the hashtag No to GMOs in Nigeria. I don't even type on myself, but let me just is up there. No to GMO in Nigeria. Please, everybody, just make a couple of tweets. Let's fill up the comment sections. If you are someone that knows how to do art designs, please go out there, make designs. That is how you contribute to meaningful conversation. This is happening now. This is what Nigerians should be talking about now. This is what should be at the national discourse. This is our everyday life. Wait till they talk, and I'm so happy that he's here with us today to talk about this one GMO. But let's go back to the conversation. Let me bring in other people to come on the conversation. Meanwhile, you see the state of the nation we are talking about today. Let me come in right now. Really, our best. Okay, you're not ready. Please, if you're up here and you want to speak, your hands should be up. If not, I'll have to drop you for other people. But let me bring in a lady. I've been hearing so many guys' voices. Let me bring in a lady, and I'll come to you, Justice. God's people for Nigeria, please come in 5 minutes, and I'll come to Justice. AK Priest, Sky, in that order. God's will for Nigeria, can you hear me?
Very well, my brother. Thank you very much. I bring you greetings, Emir. Greetings, everybody. Mambolanle. My big brother, Peshect. Thank you so much for all you're doing. God bless you richly. Thank you, everyone. Wherever you're listening from, I say thank you. Okay. Before I go into my submission, I want to say I'm part of those saying PO or nothing. After your submission, I really want to apologize. Yeah, so going forward, it's how to tell the story of what is really, really happening to us, especially the Nigerians that are living in Nigeria as a result of the 10 years of APC bad leadership. And then let's go to Bill Gates and his GMO foods in Nigeria. Not quite long, Mr. Patient posted a meeting that was held somewhere, their agenda. And in their agenda was population control. If you are, of course, for those of us who are, especially on us, we see these things. These guys always talk about population control. How else do they intend to control the population if not by the food we eat? For you that is still saying nothing is wrong with GMO, I don't know what you're thinking, or I don't know what you know. The fact that GMOs, they could not differentiate GMO foods from the normal foods that we know, that alone should tell you that these guys they don't mean well for we, especially we Africans. A Bill Gates that was known to be the computer person, the Microsoft guy, all of a sudden left what made him to be.
Microsoft guy. The guy does not have any knowledge of computer science. Now the same thing. This is the same way he hijacked the computer industry. The same way he hijacked created antivirus for the virus he created. This guy is just a maniac. But go on, please.
But that was what we knew him to be. Then all of a sudden, Bill Gates wants to give us GMO seeds. It is of common knowledge that when you want to help a people, you give them what they don't have. We have millions of out-of-school children, and Bill Gates is claiming he wants to help Africa. He should build schools. If he builds schools in Africa, of course he's still going to get his money back, and that is a whole lot of philanthropic work. But this guy chose to come and give us maize as if we don't have maize. Like you said, Emir Saddam, anything where you chop, you throw one for anywhere for Nigeria, it germinates. Especially in the southern part where you have lots and lots of rainfalls. So why would you want to give us what we already have? Now come we no get for Nigeria. Abina, which one? We have every of these things organically. But you're telling us to leave our organic seed and be taking the one that you alone is producing. I want to say a very big shout out to this Fofon and his colleague, his friend, I don't know the other guy's name, who did a very short piece on what this GMO is capable of doing to Nigeria should we decide to go this route. If we refuse to say no collectively to GMO, what will happen? Because if you are seeding, if you are giving a man the power to control what you eat as a nation, then you are gradually driving that nation into, as in the citizen of that nation, into extinction. Because a time will come where this person will say, he will have to determine if he's going to give you whatever he's having or not. And if he chooses not to give you, you are in trouble. I want to say a very big shout out to them for making that 3-minute video, but very, very powerful. And I want to encourage them to continue to do things like that. Bill Gates means no good for Africa. If you are saying you want to control population that you don't have any single idea, you don't even know what it takes to create a hair on a human's head, but yet you want to control them. And the APC government, the failure, the no good, as in the people that knows nothing. The only thing APC know is to loot, is to borrow and loot. They are doing everything because of the money Bill Gates is giving them, and they want to seed out our food to a single human being because this man has so much money to give them. But they forget that at the end of the day, you need to have good health to be able to enjoy money. If you don't have good health, how are you going to enjoy these things? So thank you guys. Thank you, Patient, for everything that you are doing. I so much appreciate you. And by God, I am in with you 100% going forward, not just GMO and the bad governance of these people I want to talk about. I don't even want to talk about any other thing. Because, like, seriously, we are in trouble. We are in trouble right now. My assistant is even here. If I call her now, she will tell you guys. If I buy a fruit now, if fly no pet, if I cut small for ground, fly no pet, I go throw them. For this economy like this, that things are very expensive. That's how I know it's not GMO right now. I'm even so scared to eat corn. Corn that I love so much. I like, as in, at the time I wasn't taking Pabe. When I started taking it, I love Pabe. Right now I can't even take it because of this teller maize or whatever kind of maize. Imagine my coconut, I leave them expire because I just don't want to take GMOs and I don't know how to differentiate them. So if Bill Gates knows that the GMO food is good for Nigeria, why don't you differentiate it from the normal organic food that we know, so that when we want to eat GMO, we have right to choose. Okay, yes, I want to eat GMO, or I don't want to eat GMO. But you're deceiving us by making it look like the organic food that we used to know, which is not good. So that alone shows that it is not good, because you not carry your food chest take down. Every manufacturer, every person when they produce goods, he won't show himself say, now me produce this one, now my own be this. They differentiate it from every other product in the market. So why should GMO be a resemblance of the organic food that we know, and yet you're telling us it is consumable? I should know to GMO seeds in Nigeria. I want to talk about my sister, Clarita Oga. When you were talking about her, I was on the road. tears was just coming out. Because this was the woman that made us to know that the so-called glitch they claim was from whatever they bought from Amazon or whatever was not, as in there was nothing to show there was a glitch. She came out with her full chest with a little baby. That's to tell you how much she really wants Nigeria to work. Even though she's in a place as in she's comfortable. If they like me, they sell things more expensive than a day right now. She still can afford it because she knows that even though she's eating, not every Nigerian can afford to eat like she's eating. She still came just to stand and say, this is not like this. Just because she wants a better Nigeria, and all of a sudden, she is dead. She could not even live to see the Nigeria of a dream. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Saddam, I did not hear you say 1 minute. Let's do 1 minute silence for her. So I don't know if... Oh, really? Okay, maybe I was just so carried away because I was here from the beginning to the ending. Maybe I was just so carried away. I did not even seriously, it was a huge, because the lady I saw was a very young woman, energetic. All of a sudden, she's gone. May her soul rest in perfect peace. As no to GMO seeds in area. Thank you so much, everyone. I yield.
Thank you very much, my sister. Thank you very much. Thank you. For me, it's important I say nobody's above learning. For me, the most important thing with the violence space is where we come out, we learn, we relearn, we unlearn. I stay down here, and for me, that's why one of the reasons why I try to make sure I allow many people speak, because out of the abundance of what people say, I still get my own lessons I learn from. So for me, it's important why we have these conversations, why I understand that the movement is a very organic movement and it's fueled by emotions. I'm trying to make sure that we do not. I have also noticed that we have emotional harvesters, people that harvest the emotions of our people and use it for engagement, which is very, 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 not like they care. They don't really care. For them, it's all about cruise. But for some of us, it is life and death. We have lost someone now, someone that gave in her all. Her all, she sacrificed everything for this movement, every single thing, up until at the detriment of her job, she became one of the key witnesses in the last electoral tribunal that actually testified and proved that there was actually no technical glitch. And we lost her. And so for me, it's just a wake up call for every one of us that are crying and shouting about an event that will happen 9 months from now. Probably 9 months from now is whenever a coalition talk we're going to know who's going to be a candidate. 9 months from now. Our reality today is that APC is currently destroying this country per second, and nobody is talking about it. People that are not guaranteed of seeing the next 9 months, wherever. And for your information, she is actually in America. She's an American citizen. So it's not as if that Nigeria happened to her. You are not immune from death anywhere in the world. Our major problems, we are not talking about it. We spend our time, our energy on things that we cannot change, things that we cannot determine, things that we cannot push. Today, Tinubu borrowed $29 billion yesterday. Nobody is opening spaces to talk about it. Nobody is amplifying all these things. When we have energy to drag ourselves and insult ourselves and attack ourselves, people that are meant to come together and expose the inadequacies of this government. APC spent 3 years amplifying 16 years of PDP. 16 years of PDP. 16 years of PDP. I asked on my forum yesterday to APC members that came, I said, tell me what APC has done in 10 years. Tell me a shift in any sector in this country that APC have changed from negative to positive in 10 years. Point to one. That we give APC the warranty, or we give them the impetus to say that we want to continue beyond 2027. There is nothing you can point to, not one sector you will point to. and say APC have improved on. In 10 years of our lives wasted. And the opposition are meant to amplify these things, are busy fighting for an event that will not happen till the next probably 9 months' time. I call it misplaced priorities, and I hope we understand these things. But let's keep on going with the conversation. Thank you so much, my sister. Let me just, I think, okay, well, Real Level Best is here. Real Level Best, please come in, my brother. Good evening.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're spacing from. Saddam, thank you for the space, and everyone that is here. It's a long time I came to space last. For me, was actually heartbroken this evening when I got when Saddam called me and told me that Madam Clarita is no more. It was a shock to me. I know that death is something that is very common, and all of us, will die one day. But there are people you meet in life, you just wish, they don't die. You just take it for granted that nothing of such will happen. And given the fact that she's a very young woman, meeting her, I used to during at the build up to the election when we talk on spaces, there's a period when people will come and say, oh, P2B is not known in this place, P2B is not known in this place. And I will get into argument with people and ask them, no, why would you say P2B is not known in this place and this place? And she was one of those persons that I got into that kind of conversation with. And she was actually talking about her own place, either somewhere in Cross River, very interior place. But when we met in person, and she was so pleasant, and I was like, she said she comes to spaces and not dress up, then that we even discuss on spaces. And she told me one conversation that we had. I was so surprised that she was that person. She was such a nice person, even though that conversation is not just very good one, because me, I was very harsh to say, no, P2B is not everywhere. But irrespective of that, when she saw me, she showed me so much kindness. She showed me so much, she's a very pleasant person. For anybody who has met her in person will, testify to this. One of the pictures I posted of her talking to a lawyer. That was the day she was told that she was going to actually be one of the witnesses. She, when they told her, it was like the word, came on top of her head. And she called me and told me that, Real Everbest, I've been told that I'm going to testify. I know that this thing is it's very, very big for me, but I'm going to do it. Whatever I can do for this movement, even if it's going to cost me my job, I'm going to do it. And right there and then, she took a brief, and when it came upon time for her to, give her witness, she gave an outstanding, witness. She traveled all the way from the US to come and make sure that she stayed all through that period while in the court. Like, I was looking forward to seeing her again. In short, I was even thinking that maybe if we get this country back, because she spent so much money when she ran for election, I would encourage her to actually, give it a second time. It is so heartbroken that, that woman is no more. Such a beautiful, such a human being, it's such a pity that, death, the cold hand of death has actually taken her. And it's just a reminder, because most time when people pass on, we speak as if we are speaking to them. We are not speaking to them again. So when we speak about the dead, we're actually speaking about ourselves. So that when we are living, we should do our very much. We should do whatever we can do to, make an impact, reach out to people, because it is the life that you live that will actually speak for you. I know that when the son grows up, she will grow up to know that her mother, was a very good woman. She was a pleasant woman, and while she lived here on earth, that she touched people in a very, very special way. And that is what all of us should actually ask, because we don't know when it will happen. I know that people die at every age. There is no limitation to age, but there are people that will pass. You keep asking yourself, why this person? Why did it have to happen to this person? But it could happen to any of us. I pray and wish that, God will give her family the strength, to bear this, the fortitude to bear this loss. And to all of us living, it's a wake-up call for us. Let us actually do whatever we can do, now that we are living. Today is the best time to live the best of your life. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, but at least since you're still breathing now, you still have, today to breathe. It's a big loss, to her family and to the obedient family. This is one person. I know there are a lot of very, very good, obedient people. People have contributed their all to this movement, and we want those people, those kind of people to live. Want them to continue to inspire us. Want them to continue to be here. It's unfortunate that she didn't live to see that new Nigeria that she actually fought for. I pray that her son will actually grow up in a Nigeria that her mother fought for, in a Nigeria of her mother's dream, and so that she will always have something to say that yes, my mother fought, for this new country that we are living now. Having said that, I want to say a big thank you to everyone here. It's a long time I've not I've not come to space, but I'm still here. I know that actually I have a lot on my table. I'm trying to actually sort out. So for the GMO seed, like I wouldn't want to say I'm not a scientist, because that was what I had in mind to say in talking about GMO seed. But the speaker actually said something that you don't need to be a scientist, to actually speak on this thing, because it's something that concerns you, it's the food that you eat. So even if you're not a scientist, you have to actually, educate yourself enough to be able to add, your voice to it. It was only recently that I saw that John Kerry, the former Secretary of State to the US, he was not even a scientist. He's not even a scientist. I think he read political science or so. And he's the one who has been carrying this climate change. And if you see him speak about climate change, you would think he's one scientist like that. But he studied politics. So most of the people that is actually pushing some of these things to us, some of these, neoliberal ideas, they are not even scientists per se. I've listened to a lot of conversation about climate change. And most times, even when I'm not a scientist, those discussions get into places that when you ask them questions, they will not, most of the claims that they're making, they will not be able to answer it. And the same thing goes to, GMO food. I remember growing up that most of the products that we have, like guava, pears, all those things, all those, cash products that we saw growing up, that were improved, that were not like a kind of maybe scientific improvement to them that is not, to the extent that we are seeing now, that made them to be more, maybe grow faster, produce more, and not less of them. But today, those things are no longer the emphasis. The emphasis now, how are they going to use how they are going to change the organic seed that we have, to artificial. Like somebody noted here, we have these seeds already, we have the land. Why are they not, actually creating an enable environment so that we can produce more organic food? Because if we produce more organic food, like somebody noted, organic food are more expensive, so we can produce more organic food and export it. But they don't want it now for us to have this organic food. They want to give us, genetically manipulated, seed, so that at the end of the day, we'll be dependent on them. I've asked, why are they not interested in, building refinery for us? Like we have, crude oil, we have these natural resources. Why are they not coming here to build refineries? I listened to Obasanjo's one of the interviews. He said there was a time he called Shell and said, can you people actually take over this? Shell said, no, they cannot take over. They cannot take over the refineries. Why are they not coming to build refineries for us? Why are they not coming to build, modern railway stations for us? Why are they not coming to build, healthcare facilities for us? Why are they not coming to build some of these things that we don't have, that we really need? We need their expertise. We need actually their, technology to be able to develop or not. Why are they not coming? Why are they not coming to improve power? Like power that is something that is very, very important. Why are they going to those things that are at the end of the day going to be detrimental to us? Those things for which we are going to be, dependent on them. And that's why most times when we see some of these donor agencies, that's why most times when some of us are critical about some of these donor agencies like USA, people say, oh, why you, they are the one giving us malaria drug, they are giving us HIV drug and all that. You don't ask yourself, the HIV drug they are giving you, who even brought the HIV in the first place? Now that they are giving you HIV. So in the midst of some of these things that they give you, there is a bigger picture, because there is no country that gives their money just for the fun of giving it. There is an agenda that is embedded in that money they are giving you. And that's why they're saying, some of these people that used to fight, some of these advocates, they're putting them in positions that they can no longer speak. They've given them money, they've collected money. And this is what happens in every sector of our life. Even in education, if you go to Europe, most of the Ivy League schools are dominated by these neoliberal professors. And these people pump money in those schools that they no longer care about what ordinary people say. What they want to care about is the agenda that they want. So what is going on in the world is very, very powerful. It's beyond the ordinary man. It's it's good that we have internet today, we have information that even ordinary people are having access to this information. I'll be able to speak. Most of these discussions we are having on a good day is bigger than us, but thank God we are having the platform to actually speak to it. And some of these things they are susceptible. Okay, they can easily get their way when you have a government that is not responsive and responsible. They can easily get their way when you have incompetent government, because Tinubu administration now is like a drawing man. He's looking for anything that he can hang on. Oh, people are hungry. If they are going to tell him now that, oh, this GMO seed is going to make your administration the next 1 year, there's going to be food everywhere, he's not going to think the effect. He's going to think the immediate result he's going to get, because he's desperate to see how he can tell people that, oh, I've improved in agriculture. So most of these people knows why they go to countries, developing countries that does not have, stable leadership. They don't have well, informed, leadership. Those are the people that they can easily manipulate. And that is why it becomes important for us, while we speak on all these things, we also make sure that we are interested in who governs us. We can no longer continue to say, oh, we don't want GMO seed, when we have a government that can easily be manipulated. So when we are talking about we should also focus more on leadership. Leadership is key. In the world we live today, we have to have a leadership that is, that is informed, that is equipped, that understand, global and political economy. When COVID-19 happened, I know that it will take some people 10 years, 20 years to know that COVID-19 was actually created to actually have the effect that it had in the world. People will not really come to terms with that in the immediate, but I know that, as time goes on, people will come to realize. Because you ask me, if there is a disease, a novel disease that came, that people don't know where it came from, people don't know what solution to it. Everybody, the way you can find out is to try whatever thing that is available until you get one that will be able to cure it. But COVID-19 came, every other solution that the people who profile some of these alternatives are not people like me and you who are not well vested in science. These are people, doctors, Oxford trained doctors, MIT trained doctors, Harvard trained doctors, who came to say, no, let us take a second look at this thing. They were denied. Some of them, their this thing was withdrawn. Their life was ruined because they dared to speak. They dared to have alternative view. And until the views of those people who brought COVID-19 were implemented, people were told, don't come out. People were told, mask up. Everything that they said about COVID-19 has come to be lies. Everything that they said, social distancing, masking, everything that they said about, even the vaccine that they created, it's not causing problem. A lot of people who took that vaccine today are regretting that they took it. And why is this so? It's because most times we don't want to have alternative view. We just want to see things from that small hole from which we are looking at the world. Look at somebody saying now that even the food that we eat is genetically manipulated. Even human beings, we're talking, even human beings, they are not ending up in just the food that we want to eat. They are genetically manipulating human beings. And somebody said, oh, the children that have been given birth now, some of them are now feeling like a woman. That's why if you go to most places today, they will be telling small children that, oh, you can become, they'll be telling a boy that you can become a woman. They're telling a girl you can become a man. This is the world we live in. It's insane. And these things are, when people talk about it, people just want to they want to cancel you, they want to shut you up and all the rest of them. There's an evil that is going on in this world. And when I talk about evil, I'm not talking about evil in the sense of spirituality, in the sense of going to heaven or not going to heaven. But there's this idea that is repugnant to repugnant to human existence, that is repugnant to our natural way of existing. And those ideas are before us, and people somehow accept, we accept it. They give you one thing from the other hand, and they give you one other very obnoxious thing from. And people felt that because you're getting one small thing that looks like good from the other hand, therefore we have to ignore this other bad one that is very, very obvious that they are giving you from the other hand. And that is why we are saying that most of these new ideas, you should look them we should look them carefully before we accept them. A lot is going on in the world, and people are saying, oh, maybe because it's happening in Europe, it will not come to. It will come. The same way they are bringing GMO seed, that is the way they will bring other ideas. If human beings can eat food and begin to behave abnormal, then what then would they not do? They will do anything. And we are the one who will stop it. And part of the ways to stop it is to make sure we have leadership that is responsible in our country. I tell people that, you see, election rigging, I've come to realize that, you see, election rigging, to rig election is worse than Boko Haram. To rig election is more than bandits. To rig election is more than stealing money. Because rigging election is what actually laid the foundation for people who will allow Boko Haram, for people who will allow terrorism, for people who allow banditry, for people who allow, human parts to be sold. Because if election is not rigged, a country will have the ability to choose leaders. There is nothing wrong in, even if you make a mistake in one election cycle and you elect somebody that is not capable, you can say, okay, next election cycle, you actually remove them. But in this, our case, if you make a mistake, you cannot repair it again. The mistake that people made, say, remove Jonathan, we are still suffering. It's 10 years going now. We are still battling how we are going to, actually sack these people. These people does not have plan. The Tinubu government did not have any plan to rule. It doesn't have any plan. The only plan they have is how they will reach themselves. And the people in power today that we see is worse than any other group of people that do this. I want to repeat that again. The set of people in power today are the worst that Nigeria have ever seen. People like Kwike, these people don't want, they don't want to go. Look at what they did to governor in Rivers State. These people don't want to go. And they cannot go without a fight. And the only way they can go is for us to unite. And that brings me to my last point, to talk about coalition. Let us believe, like every other person have said, that to have a leader, let us have the faith in him that he will have the ability to negotiate. Because most of the places that PO is going to step in, we are not going to be in those places with him. I pray that when he enters in those places, that God will give him the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to speak, with utterance that actually will affect people and people will agree with him. Let's have that prayer and pray that whenever he enters in those spaces, in those unfamiliar spaces, that God will give him utterance. But for we, in the space that we occupy, let us make sure that we actually focus on the focus. Let us actually focus on the things that matter. Let us not actually aspire to be in that space that ordinarily we are not privy to. We don't have the power to be in that space. Let us be in the place where we have the power. And the place we have the power is the place we are speaking now. To say right now, what matters to us is how do we come together? Coalition, a time will come when the issue of who becomes the candidate will become, a thing on the table. And at that point, we'll deal with it. Let us also believe that the person who we are working with has the ability to take a decision that we know is the best, for us. He understands us, and let us pray that he will speak and work whatever and work out our vision for us. But for right now, let us not criticize, kill ourselves, like Saddam said, very much noted that most of this is because I've heard a lot of people, even people have left obedient before. I've listened to somebody the other day that had a podcast, and they said, people who had moral ground, that before somebody had moral, Labour Party, nobody entered Labour Party because Labour Party was a good party. Labour Party had their issues even before P2B entered. There was issues in Labour Party before P2B entered Labour Party. So people who did not go to Labour Party because Labour Party was good. We understand the problem that Labour Party, but that was a platform that was available at that point, and we had gone into that and made it popular. That was how so the person we followed was P2B. The person who drove the engine of awareness in Labour was P2B. That was and that P2B has not changed. So when somebody come and say, Labour Party is now, that is not your problem. P2B is still there, he has not changed. That man is still what he is, what he said he is. That is what he has, the life he has been living. And that is the man we are following. So when people come and gaslight us and say, and the worst people you will see today are the worst ones who are saying they are sitting on the fence. There is nothing like sitting on the fence. You either for APC or you're for, good governance. It's either you are here or you cannot sit on the fence. Nobody sits on the fence now, in currently as we speak. So let us come together. Let us as a group, because this is when obedience, if we are saying that we have the strength, we have the number, this is when we are going to show it. And whatever thing you can do, if you have a TikTok page, if you have a Twitter handle, if you have Facebook, whatever thing you have, Instagram, whatever, every day post on it. Find it. If you can't make a post, go and look for any post, read, through any post or any small clip that you can have. Post it on your Facebook, post it on your Instagram. You are part of the movement. You are a mobilizer. You are the next P2B. You are the next Saddam. You are the next anybody that you can think of. And you're the next person to drive this message. Just see that you have the ability, you have the capacity to push in any way form that you know you can push. And I know that at the end of the day, we will get it right. The task to heal this country and rescue Nigeria is in our hand. It's in us to actually rescue this country. If we don't rescue this country is going to hell right now. These people here are deadly. The people ruling this country today, like Saddam said, can anybody point anything to say that this is what APC has done? And every day, this will come and say, oh, if not for Tinubu, what? There is nothing. There is nobody I've met today that have not. The people who are actually enjoying this government are the people in government. And that brings me to the point that government is business. So when you see politicians moving from here, for them, it's not for us because we are not in politics. It's not, we don't really understand how these things work. Politics is a big business. If you're in politics today, you won't be crying. If fuel is 2,000, you buy. If fuel is 5,000, you buy. It is the ordinary man who can. That's why when you see them, you say, why are they not worried? Because they are not worried because they are the one. The money they are borrowing, they are the ones spending it. It is me and you. So when we come here and kill each other and say, oh, I'm going to insult you. Oh, B2B will not win. Oh, it's your destiny that you're selling. It's not me. It's your destiny. You're poo-pooing on your destiny and you think you're insulting me. No, you're not insulting me. P2B is made. He's living out his life. If you think, oh, P2B, he will quietly live his life, all the rest, and be happy. But me and you that are still here are the ones who should actually fight every battle, every minute of the day to make sure that we get a government that cares, that is responsible and responsive. So thank you for the time. And Saddam, thank you so much. And everyone on this space, thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone who is raising their hand, who is using whatever resources they have, who is spending their time, to actually fight. I think it's now time for us to actually get ourselves organized, be more on ourselves, and not fighting among ourselves. We have a battle to fight. I don't think we have the strength to begin to fight ourselves again. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. It's been a while. It's good to have you back on the platform. Thank you. Wonderful submission, man. You touched everything, rightfully so. I'm not even say add or subtract. I don't even know which one. But my brother, Webby Nigeria, it's good to have you on the platform. Thank you for joining us. My own 2 cents to this is setting narratives. I really wish we can be very, very proactive. And I know I cannot control what other people say, what other people do, but at least we have a very huge community on violence based, and we are growing every single day. So for me, it's important I just say, please, if you want to be proactive, when I mean proactive, we want to be setting narratives every single day. APC have spent 10 years running this country to the ground. There is nothing to show for it. The opposition members are, when I mean opposition social media members are all sides chasing clout and chasing agendas that for me I don't think is needed at this point in time. The time will come for these agendas to be set. We are the ones that marched to PDP and say, PDP, give us P2B. We did not march to PDP 6 months before the elections. We marched to PDP at the right time. At the right time. There's a time for everything. There is a time for everything, in my own opinion. So for now, it is time to demarket APC. This is the time to demarket. Some people say we can walk and chew gum, but I say all I see are people chewing gum. They are not walking. If you're walking and chewing gum, I don't have a problem. I've gone through story. I go through people's. I scroll down and say, this thing where Tinubu borrowed 21 billion now. Tinubu has borrowed more money. Let me put this in for Nigerians. Tinubu has borrowed more money. P2B said it like a month ago. Tinubu has borrowed more money than Obasanjo, late Yaradua, Jonathan, Buhari combined. He has gone on to add extra 21 billion to it just yesterday. As we are speaking, APC are three members or 2 members short of being absolute majority in the House, in the Senate House. We are here catching crews, insulting ourselves on social media. And we're thinking that 2023 is 2027. I don't understand how we cannot understand that times have changed. Who you're dealing with right now is a freaking, we're dealing with a freaking, these are the worst set of people in the history of our country. Well said by women, as in the worst set of human beings. These are bottom-dread satanic human beings. They do not care about governance. Look at the kind of people that are putting into governance, into the government. Look at the Monday D7. Look at the kind of governors that they are producing. It is intentional. APC are just making sure that they collapse everything in the country. For me, I say APC is a political Boko Haram sent to destroy this country. We see all these things, and they are successfully me and you have failed So they find them. APC is meant to be poor. Shame if they mention them, if they call APC, people go pour spit. They call that mention that party. But we don't want to push this narrative. No. We have more energy on trivial things than on doing the real work of demarketing these people. 10 years of our lives have gone. In fact, it's 12 years because the drug baron will have to finish his remaining 2 years. 12 years of our lives. And I'm certain in these 12 years, there is not one sector you will point to at the end of this criminal tenure that you point to and say, Nigeria have made strides in the economy. Nigeria have made strides in education. Nigeria have made strides in sports. Nigeria have made strides in healthcare. There is not one place. Every year they have been... I think NC's made this tweet. Billions upon billions upon billions of naira have been budgeted to Asoro Clinic. If you go to Asoro Clinic tomorrow, you're not going to see paracetamol. APC have been stealing all this money. But we are not focused on demarketing them. And you want to take these people out of power. You don't have the mainstream media. You don't have a radio media. You don't have print media. They own all these things. In fact, Wike is ready to sponsor front page of all the national dailies every single day to election day. He's ready to sponsor it. We don't have these resources. The one way we get, we are supposed to amplify the crimes of these people. We use them, they do nonsense. I am still putting this challenge. I'm still here to see. I want to see an obedient space that will be hosted for 22 of 11 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, talking about this government. Dragging this government. I want to see that one space. You will not go see her. But you will see space of that hours dragging fellow obedience, attacking fellow obedience. You will see such spaces. We have power and time for trivial issues. But the real work we are meant to do, no. Power and time will do for that one. I'm here to say what I have to say. So history will remember and beckon on me that Saddam spoke out when everybody was keeping quiet, when everybody was gallivanting, looking for clues, looking for bomb tweets, because the tweet when they hot, people go retweet and like. I was telling Nigerians and obedience, focus on your problem. The marketing table is the biggest job we have to do. Everything is a blade for us on the table to use it, and we're not using it. Let's keep going. Welcome, Nigerian brother. Welcome to the live, Jerry. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Saddam. Oh, God, man. Good evening.
I know Sedan is don't scatter your head, but that's part of it. Sorry, bro.
I swear. I just... good evening to everybody on the space. Good evening to everybody on the space. Those on the speaker section and listeners alike. I just weak. I was just coming on the road. I didn't say but soon at the end, because as soon as I go into the bus, I was just listening to submissions. When I started listening, I was listening to Rita's submission. When Rita said, I want to talk about our sister, my mind was like, what? And that was the first point I heard. And I never even checked, this is really sad. This is really sad because, some of us, I understand, maybe some of us, I just go our DMs now, go check. The very first message that Clarita sent to me was, oh, thank you very much for that shout out. I remember the very first time, it was, back then, and that was like January 2023, when we were still in the heat of leading to the election. And, she just came online trying to push. And, I went to WhatsApp because I just went to WhatsApp because last message I sent to her was like trying to check on her and all that. It's quite sad. Like Willeva said, I think this kind of losses should really do some reality call or just beckon on us to know where we are. And I mean everybody. The real question is, everybody will last die, but what have you really done? What have you really done? It just brings to mind when you see it's crazy to think that people that support bad governance and do all this nonsense, they will still die. Like, one would have thought you do all this and it gives you more life. I mean, you could live over, you will still die. You will still die. So, I mean, what a waste of a human being would be if you couldn't just do the least of the very, very least thing of. I mean, I understand if politicians have the motivation of the money they have access to know want to do the right thing, but if you as a person, you don't have access to that amount of money, then I'm just asking myself, what can possibly be your motivation? Your motivation is hate, like, oh, maybe hate for a particular religion, a particular tribe, or what? Your motivation is just literally because you want to be in the opposite of a particular set of people. You feel like, if not so these people be, I want to be opposite them. Honestly, I'm like, God, my entire mood switched so far. I was very excited when I was just coming. I was like, make I have on this place, listen before I reach house, then I go request my, as soon as I heard it, my countenance changed so quickly, so drastically that, and I kind of understand why, because naturally, when I lose people that I rate, I know their value. Because for me, your life is as good as value. Like, if you can be a loud person, you can do everything, but if I shake you, that's so fault. You are not. I mean, I try to imagine if I take you out of the picture, would I miss you? Would I have any value? Like, what is there any value you are bringing? And to be honest, Clavita is one person that I know the value. I don't want to even go like, on Twitter, publicly, privately, as in someone that really, really, really just wanted Nigeria to work, even when she didn't need to. Like, she absolutely did not need to. She could have just chilled, live her best life, but she really, really wanted. And one of the things, as in, for people that don't know, like when she was contesting for that House of Rep, she was contesting until she came and met Obidi and some of us on Twitter. And that's what led to that conversation when she was thanking me for the shout out. Because I try to support people that I feel like need support, even when I'm in the listener session. And I try to just do my own way. And I'm not talking about financial support. I don't have the kind of money to give her or anything. But, the value she had on. I remember one of the things she reached out to me for was, she wanted to train Labour Party then. They don't tell Labour Party here. They couldn't get agents. They were doing this old agent confusion with her. So she wanted to get her agent herself, train her agent herself. So she reached out to me to say if I could find a way to train her. And I'm just remembering things that we tried doing together, and I'm just thinking, until the climax where the one a lot of people know was her testifying in court, like Vileva Best was saying. Anyway, I honestly pray I so rest in peace, and honestly pray that God will give our family the strength, fortitude to bear this loss. Because I can imagine if that kind of person has this level of value outside, I can imagine the amount of value she should have to our family. Anyway, thanks, Saddam. This is a huge loss. I mean, I'm sure maybe not everybody know her that closely and all that, but believe me if I tell you that this is a huge loss for Nigeria. I'll put it like that. Like, there are not so many people that genuinely. There are many people that like the clout of, like, bigger movement. Hey, is the reigning thing? Is the if I join bigger movement, I'll get many followers. There are many people that do that, but I can tell you, many are called, few are choosing. There are only very few persons. Let me not say few, but it's not everybody that acts like, we want this good governance, that really want the good governance. How you know it is what Saddam was saying just now. When push comes to shove, when it gets to the point, to do something that you will not directly gain from, you will not get followers from, you will not get likes from, will you still do it? And so for me, that's the measure of value. That's the measure of value. It's not. I just went to her tell she had like just 5,000 followers, but I can tell you, back end, front end, even to be honest, that testifying thing, I didn't even know about it until she was there. I was like, this woman don't still go reach court to testify. Oh God. I mean, I'm just glad that,
That woman testified with, I don't want to, she was literally gone. Even then, putting all this fight and struggle. So you see, when I was saying, I say, the people that really put their life and mind for this struggle, many of them, they don't even get followers. They don't. They're very, very just listen, and that's why for me it's very, very painful when I see people harvesting the emotions of this movement for personal gains. I feel so sad because we have lost real people that made real life decisions for this movement. It's so painful.
Honestly, it's very painful. I mean, I don't want to go into details. Like even I was why Saddam, like immediately I heard, the first time went through our chat both on DM, on Twitter, and on WhatsApp, and I saw the kind of like when you look at the conversation you had with someone, then you know who that person is. I saw the kind of I mean, I wouldn't say we're like talking about every of our conversation was about what she wants to do, what she's doing, what she wants me to it's usually maybe about Wellmeaning, help me. She called me by my actual name, Nelson. So she'd be like, Wellmeaning, help me amplify this on violence space, help me do this, help me do that. It's really what I come. Anyway, thank you very much to everybody on the space. I see the topic. I listened to people already talk about, GMO. I think the only thing I just want to add my voice to is what Saddam. To be honest, I don't know. I think the only hope I have for 2027, or the only thing I see making me believe in 2027 is just knowing who Peter Obi is. And I'm not even just talking about the physical personality. I'm one of those people that strongly believe that Peter Obi is one of the person that God has anointed. And I'm not talking about Christian or Muslim. Like, God has chosen for this time and season for Nigeria. I strongly believe it. And that's it's just kind of thought I have that if I were to go by what the coalition is doing, what Nigerians are doing, to be honest, like, on serious, is probably the best way to, the nicest way to put it. On serious is the nicest way to. Sometimes I just see something, I'm like, as in, I've heard people talk so much about who, this coalition conversation. If you were to do a survey, or if it was possible for someone to do a research online of what particular factors have people talked about the most relating to coalition, you will discover that people have talked more about who will be the flag bearer of the coalition. You've not successfully, flag. I'm not saying flag bearer is not important, or don't say, Peter Obi must be the candidate and all that, but that shouldn't be the focus. I don't think that should be the focus. Maybe I'm wrong, but to be honest, coalition, Nigerians, everybody, I'm telling you, APC is too relaxed. God. I feel like sometimes Jonathan could just look. They say, why didn't I get this kind of favor? Like, how's this happening? How's it happening? Like, the way Nigerians, I see different Nigerians every day. You see Nigerians that worship this corrupt, nothing disgusts me more than people that will say, Tinubu, this man, he's the Jagaban, he's the did. Before they'll fit remove this man, before they don't go fit. God, when I hear this conversation, my stomach starts. I'm like, are you guys okay? It's just very unfortunate. But I just have my voice to Saddam to say that coalition is not the first thing that's required to kick out APC in 2027. It's not the first. It might be important. It's probably important. But it's not the first. It's not the most important. The most important, in my opinion, let me put it like that. The most important, in my opinion, is starting from the market. I don't know if the marketing is right, because I feel like APC is auto demarketed. All you need to do is point people. As in, there's no governance, there's no set of person or product all over the world that is as easy as APC or this current administration, whatever, the current Nigerian political class, because now it's cutting across party. Some of them are in PDP, APC, and all that. See, there's no set of people that is so easy to point out their flaws than this current political class, of course, governed by APC, shared by APC. So if you are not focusing on all this, I don't even, for me, it's like, loopholes might sound like, oh, there's one small hole somewhere. But APC's loopholes personified. In fact, if APC was a cloth and you were looking for what they call loophole, the part of the cloth that is whole is more than the part of the cloth that is not whole. So, I just hope we can focus. I just hope we can how can I put now? They say this thing. Major on the major and minor on the minor, right? Because what we tend to do a lot of time is major on the minor and minor on the major. Then, like, we flip it a lot of time different ways. Let's major on the major. There are still minor things. Yeah, you can do the minor things, the entire dragging and all that. But the key for me is helping to amplify. APC should not be comfortable. I think, that's what's spinning me. APC is too comfortable, both from the coalition and Nigerians at large. But that's where I would end my submission, and so I'll just bring up the remaining set of speakers that we have. Salam, I don't know if you initially had a queue, but
yeah, Justice and AK Priest. Okay, Justice and AK Priest and Finel.
All right, okay, let's just go by that. Justice, please go ahead. Then we'll come to AK Priest, then go to Finel.
Yeah.
Really, Abe.
Thank you very much.
1 minute, eh?
I just greet you. You don't leave us for streets. You make Justice finish first. Justice, go ahead.
Thank you once again for another day in Violence Space. It's been an interesting expose from FEGS. What more can we say when you have bloody criminals and criminal drug barons grabbing power for the sole purpose of personal aggrandizement and looting the country dry? They will bring demons from all over the globe. Let us look at this GMO saga as an economic controlling tool. They want to control what we eat. They want to control how we make our food. They want to monopolize it in such a way that before you can even plant anything, you have to get permission from the powers that be. But then I wonder, how many more years does people like Bill Gates think that they have? They're trying to set up institutions that outlive them, that destroy humanity in its realest form and its essence, and that's very unfortunate. But I thank God that we still have people who are willing to match these guys toe to toe and expose this evil, because I see this as evil. I can't believe that right now we're talking about GMO corn, and no wonder one begins to really understand why Nigerian corn naturally is not very sweet. The natural corn is usually sour, but over time now we're beginning to see that even corn in Africa harvested is turning out very sweet, and there's too much sugar moieties into it, and these genetic modifications actually very deleterious. Yes, I know that it must have very dangerous health implications, regardless of the gaslighting on social media. And I was one of the handles that actually called out and still calling out the influencers, people who just go sign dangerous deals with these demons that are just trying to control humanity, take their dollars, and then come to gaslight every other Nigerian. I don't know why they think that Nigerians are just dumb or what, that we cannot think things through for ourselves. But that's very unfortunate. Politically, I think, it's clear. It is Peter Obi or nothing. Let me make it clear. This is an obedient echo chamber. It is Peter Obi or nothing. If the coalition department is not willing and able to
Is it just me?
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing.
Oh, okay. Justice.
Oh my God, well,
Your village-
Justice has, I think he's dropped. I can't see him.
Yeah, but I think it's trying to come up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
go on.
I said on the coalition, I believe everyone is clear right now that it is Peter Obi or nothing. We hope that the ADC coalition rises to the occasion and does the needful, considering the demands of more than 80% of Nigerians towing towards one particular direction. And of course, using to the fact also that it is still in the gentleman's agreement, the turn of the South, to complete a full turnaround of 8 years in political office before he returns to the North. That being said, I believe that wisdom will guide them to doing the right thing and producing a conscientious candidate, in my opinion, that would herald the kicking out of these criminals in government who are already in bed with GMO experts that want to change the agricultural demographics and the economic output of Africa, in this case Nigeria, because this is what is happening. Beyond looking at this dangerous trend in its very adverse medical complications and implications, I'm looking at it primarily from the economic standpoint. Now it begins to make sense, just like Emir Saddam said, why the farmers in the Middle Belt, Benue and all the places where we have subsistence farming and to some extent even commercial farming, are being slaughtered every day without serious government concern. It's making clear sense right now. And based on security reports that we're hearing, the people who go on this killing rampage are not even Nigerians. So they smuggle in some some crazy bloodthirsty animals in human form that come to, just wipe out the hardworking Nigerians that keep food on the table of every Nigerian. This is very unfortunate. And we must all rise as Nigerians and condemn this particular episode that is about to enclose and envelope Nigeria in a dangerous trend, in a very dangerous trend. APC is a cancer on Nigeria. 10 years and counting. Nigerians cannot hold on to anything. It's not our refineries that is working. Inflation is through the roof. There is hardship every day on Nigerians. Killings and bloodletting have tripled. So I do not see any meaningful impact this political party has brought to Nigerians. So the high time we ended APC and rejigged Nigeria to face it to the right direction, the better for all of us. Otherwise, we are all going to be buried in Nigeria. And this includes even for Nigerians within and outside the country. It affects everyone. All hands must be on deck to rescue this country we call our home, Nigeria. Thank you very much, Ayudomai.
All right, thank you very much, Justice. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Justice. I mean, I understand all this. Just to be very clear, I understand all this Peter Obi or nothing, but I feel like let's what we need to do now make APC in on fire, and that's the simplest way I can put it. APC is too comfortable. If we do our part, it will be easier for I don't know how to put this. But anyway, thank you very much. That was Brilliant submission. AK Priest, please go ahead after which I'll come to Fina.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Nigeria. I want thank you for this opportunity. First of all, Clarita, I remember her when she referred to her LP and this thing. After the election, I was looking forward for her to win, but unfortunately, the system didn't go out, and I was kind of sad for her for the election. But knowing that she has gone, it's a great loss. It's a great loss to the movement. It's a great loss to Nigeria. It's a great loss that we've lost a bright mind. May our soul continue to rest in peace. To be sincere, as obedient, we need to sit down and talk as family. If we have leadership, Peter Obi is our leader, we have a structure, and we have an obedient structure. In every place, in every establishment, there is a ladder. Peter Obi came the last time on Paradise Fat, and he told us that he will be on the ballot. He is going to be on the ballot. He told us that. He told us clear. This is just a clear something. He said he's going to be on the ballot, but to be sincere, when we try to do something that this man has worked hard for 22 months, we are trying to damage that reputation. It doesn't make any sense. To be sincere, to me, it doesn't make any sense. At least we have the likes of Tanko, who are the spokesman, who see us as our image maker. They are doing that for us. If they have any issue, they bring out a statement, and we can vote on those statements. And most of us, anytime they come up with those statements, we don't engage on those statements. We don't really engage on those statements. And if that statement comes, which is approved by Peter Obi, but we don't engage on that. But since this ADC come, Peter Obi or nothing, to be sincere, in as much as you might feel that you are doing it, you are spoiling the good work, the good work Peter Obi is doing. Engaging with people, sitting down with those who love him, who don't love him, try to see a way that Nigeria will move forward. And Peter Obi have already said that he wants Nigeria to work. That is the reason why he's doing that. Imagine Peter Obi sitting down with El-Rufai and the likes. Imagine, at least when doing that, you see the movement, you see the alignment, you saw everything. They don't need to. If you expect Peter Obi to come out and tell you that they've agreed for him to do, which means you don't know what you are saying. He will not, even though do you think that before he joined that, they don't have a plan A, plan B, plan C? Do you think that he doesn't have his team that will negotiate for him? Do you think Peter Obi is so dumb that he don't know what he would negotiate for himself or for the better of the movement? Sometimes when we come out and do this thing, we are only destroying the good work that this man has laid. He's trying to build. It's not easy to sit with those men.
I'm coming. AK, please, just 1 minute. Let's just do a simulation. Justice, are you there?
I am, sir.
Justice, are you in Nigeria?
At the moment, no.
You're not in Nigeria. AK, please,
I'm in Nigeria.
Justice, did you vote in the last elections? AK, please, did you vote in the last elections?
I participated. I won my win down. I participated. I went to the ward to quit.
Please, can two of you send me your polling results to my DM?
Sir, Dan, check your DM. AK, please, I send that to another time.
Justice, please send me your
Check your
polling
DM.
results.
I follow another time.
I'll do
Thank
that.
you. Go on.
Check on. So the truth is that when we do this thing, we are not doing the right thing. We are not. The truth is that if we think we have 6 million votes sleeping one side for us, we are really joking, because now we have people that will write the results. We are joking. South right now, it's not easy right any longer. Watch the pattern, watch the movement, observe it. Observe the pattern. They are substituting the north for south. Observe it. I'm actually say something recently that Rivers should not be a place of where they write results. So is that not a signal? Akwa Ibom governor left. Is that not a signal? Even the governors, they are trembling, the camping. There's a signal. So we cannot do this alone. We need collaboration. If you don't want collaboration in every work life, there's a need for collaboration. You need to sit down with the good, the bad, the ugly, and discuss. And to me, I have 100% in the judgment of Peter Obi. I will not question his judgment. Neither will I come and write Peter Obi or nothing. I will not until maybe the account like Unisa and start or this will start saying that. I will know that that's the direction. We have leadership, and I think we should start following that leadership. What you read the room? We just enter coalition. We are already causing enmity among ourselves. We just enter because when we try to stop some people and say, you mustn't say something. They will just remove it immediately. It's not nice. It's not nice. APC account now start shouting Peter Obi or nothing. Go and check most of the accounts that are shouting Peter Obi or nothing. Either new account or account that supported Peter that is supporting Tinubu that have changed obedience. They're not shouting Peter Obi or nothing because they know that a divided house they will not achieve anything. Since this ADC thing, they have been attacking our principal. That man is going through enough. He's going. Even governors are now attacking him. Governors, these are not spokesmen. Governors. For them people to know, for we to know that what is happening, that they know this man is a threat, and they know he's building something that might shock them. So they need to look for a way to bring down in this thing. Please, I beg you, obedient. I'm not happy about what is happening, and please, we should ensure that we follow the leadership. We are no longer a head. We have a leadership. We have people and they are well known. The Unisas, the Tankos, and the ways that speak for us. Please follow that line. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, AK Priest. Very, very. That was a very good submission. Honestly, that was a very good submission. You know, AK Priest said some Saddam. I did your live show. I think the first day of yesterday. Meanwhile, for some of you that don't know, the Emir Saddam Night show happens on YouTube. For those of us that are not able to join TikTok, we'll go and listen to our own on YouTube live as a live stream of the show. And why I brought that up is because you probably remember, I don't know, I'm sure you get many people with the talk, but there was a lady that was actually also saying something similar to what AK Priest was just saying now. The need for us to literally watch the atmosphere and understand what is going on. And I'm just going to say this as a clue. I understand that maybe some people are really genuinely concerned that if you don't want these people, maybe they give us Peter Obi or something. They feel yeah, we need to warn them. It might be a genuine concern. I believe most people say that of a genuine concern. But I need to tell, if one thing you used to know, that's why I'm not so much bothered about that part of the conversation. I'm just really bothered about unsettling APC enough. And I'm not only blaming Nigerians for that, I'm also blaming the coalition for it. For those of you that were around in 2013 to 2015, you know what APC did? APC, this, funny enough, we are doing literally, this is like a cycle. This is exactly how it was with APC, when APC came together. But less conversation was about who will bear the ticket, because the article was interested, Buhari was interested, no Ribadu, there were so many people that were interested. That was not the conversation. The conversation was Jonathan, Boko Haram, they are killing this. That was how they moved Jonathan. It got to a point that everybody was sure that's what we should be doing now. That 2015 phase is what we should be doing now. But what I was just going to say to settle the mind of those that really maybe feel like we need to do a lot. Have you ever asked yourself, and you need to know that these politicians know what's happening, just ask yourself that, why is it always Peter Obi everybody's attacking? The level of attack on Peter Obi in the recent time, like somebody like Ekipo just said, to just say that governors, ministers, the APC have a gathering, a governor somewhere has a gathering, Peter Obi becomes the subject of the conversation. public gathering. Ask yourself why. I think it's also running. Ameti has shown interest. There are many people, but why Peter Obi? You should ask yourself that you tell yourself that everybody knows. They know. But it's just that we are not supposed to start coming out and say, oh, this everybody. What we need to do now is make APC less comfortable. Honestly, that should be like the primary focus. Fina, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me well meaning?
Yes, perfectly.
All right. Emia Sadam, I greet Madam Bolanle. Well meaning, you came in, you didn't allow us that have been here to talk. You just took the mic.
No best,
anyway. Anyways, on a lighter mood, anyways. So, just like each and every one of us here, we've agreed that APC means they don't mean anything good for we Nigerians. We all agree about it. I, for one, I believe, I trust P2B 100%. Before the coalition or coalition, whatever the way they pronounce it, I've always been is Peter Obi for me, nothing else, right? And coalition coming, and yes, a lot of things Emia Sadam said we were doing wrong. People, assuming things that is not there, things that is going to be there, just putting ideas on the minds of the people we know that means, evil for us is something that is a no-no for me. Before I go retweeting anybody posts, I personally take my time to read that post and know if it's something that is resonates with me personally. Before I do that, P2B made me to be, I'm very aware to be more intentional now before I do things. So me, supporting Emia Sadam in what he said, which is not wrong. In the other hand, I'm not blaming those who, people like me. The guy that spoke last, is it AK Priest? Or I'm happy he said what he said. He said those who are saying that, who are still saying that are the people who just joined, who were APC before and now obedient, not quite long, and no. A lot has happened. People are not happy. We have not done 1% of what APC did during Jonathan. So when it comes to that, I'm not blaming them that much because I'm part of it. And before this coalition, if you check my post, if you go to my page, you will see I've always put down my foot to say it's my P2B, my principle. So if now if people are taking it the other way, making it look as if we are the one doing the wrong thing, I don't want those who are doing that, who like in a subtle way, let me use that word, reminding them that it's our PO or nothing, that they are doing anything bad. No, they are not doing anything bad. I don't believe in people coming out because this coalition, I don't even join. I rarely join any space that is not violent space. And even if I see somebody I feel okay, I respect, is on this space, and I get there and I look at the topic and I say that this is what they are talking about, I move. I don't even join them. I don't post anything about coalition after that first week. But me, standing on my ground, still saying that gently, because I'm not abusing anybody, I'm not letting anybody feel less of themselves, that they cannot be a presidential candidate or nothing. No. I've never done that. But for the fact that in my own little subtle way, I'm still telling them that this Peter B is who I stand for and who I believe. I don't want to have that impression that I'm doing anything wrong. I don't really want to. Where it pains me is that people go on live discussion talking about things that we have not even started, assuming things, putting things in the mind of the enemies, what they're not even thinking about, giving them ideas of things that is not even visible. That is what I don't agree with. But me still standing on my ground, that is my PO, and I'm still selling my PO in the right way, that he is the best. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, Emia. I don't. That aside, now the GMO saga that is happening, I just want to employ us. We know that the people in the authority now, they mean no good for us. So it will be in our own best interest to be intentional about what we eat. To be sincere with you, I'm scared. I'm scared of eating some certain things. I'm scared of eating so many things now, because it's as if, my life is in my hands, except just God. So we should be intentional about what we eat now, because nobody is regulating any NAFDAC nonsense now. Nobody. After Dora Akunyelu, nobody is doing anything now. May her soul rest in peace. Nobody is doing anything now. So we should do everything possible to be intentional about everything that goes into our mouths, to know that we are not safe. The country where we are today, we are not safe. We should be intentional about it. That is all I just want to say. That's all I have in mind to say. I'm not doing, as far as I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not showing it in a violent way, or saying things that I'm not supposed to be saying, putting ideas on evil people's mind about things that is yet to come. I personally have been with violence since 2023. The last election, and I'm not new. I know what is on ground. I know what is happening, but it will not stop me from saying that it's my P2BO. Don't give me anybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Fina. And nobody says you should. Black says that we're not going to take those of us we know the same P2BO, not to say. Nah, we don't know. Say,
I don't know.
We know. So. But I mean, that's on the night.
Let me help her. Let me help her. But I feel, do you understand what it means by there's time for everything? But
yes, I do. Amy, I do.
You understand the basis of timing, right?
Yes, I do, and I know
the basis of timing. Then we should know that. I'm coming. Wait,
okay.
We allow you to speak. Let me help you. Let me help you so you understand how we are thinking. Because I understand how you people are thinking. I understand how many of you that are saying this are thinking, right? I'm of the opinion that there is time for everything. People say we can walk and chew gum at the same time. I perfectly understand and agree with that. What I am saying is simple. Is that the time right now, this is time to plant, not time to harvest. You don't love people more than I don't think anybody loves people more than I do. I don't think. And I can say it based on what I put in personally. You can come out and say, oh no, but me, I'm saying it my own personally. Sacrifices, time, everything, finance, everything. But I understand times and seasons. I understand that there's a time to eat, there's a time to sleep. There's a time to canvas, there's a time to walk. I understand that this is 2027, not 2023. We were the ones that were pushing on violence, telling Nigerians it is possible, when people were saying it's not possible. You don't get any House of Rep member, you don't get any structure, you don't have anything. We're the 4 people sitting in a room. And for me, I've learned from that process. And I understand that going to 2027 can never be 2023. If you're expecting 2023, a repeat of 2023-2027, you're wasting your time. It's not possible. Wake up from that reality. That's the reality I want many of us to wake up. We are still sleeping. You're dealing with a totally different beast. And you want to play him with the same tactics of last time. It's not possible. You need hands across the Niger. That was why immediately after the elections, I personally started platforming northern handles on this platform, reaching out to our northern brothers, those that were disgruntled, those that were seeing Tinubu's failures, that were shouting. I was bringing them on the platform. Many obedience were insulting me, attacking me. They have to apologize first. So, many of us have this ego of holier than thou. Now we holy past. Now we know Nigeria. Now we love Nigeria past. Oh, Satan, why should you platform this Arewa voice? Oh, he has to apologize. So, and I'm like, do you guys think you're going to 2027 with the same formula of 2023? You have to advance. You're dealing with an advanced machine. You have to have advanced systems to tackle this machine. You have to sit down with people that you don't necessarily agree with. And when you're sitting down with those people, you have your agenda at heart. You do not carry your agenda at heart and put at the front of the table first. No. It's common sense. It is understanding that, let's see, I want Pio to be my candidate. But let me tell you what I can offer. Let me show you that we can work together. It isn't after I've given you Pio or nothing. Will you go and defend the votes in Northeast? Will you go and defend the votes in Northwest? From Twitter? Will you go and defend it? Let me know. Will you go and defend the vote in Kanu, or in Kaduna, or in Gombe? You will not do it. It's the same people that you're pushing your destiny on top of them that will have to do that work. So you have to understand that you have to come in from the position of dialogue. You think they don't know how powerful the obedient movement is? You think they don't know that they need us? They know that they need us. They know that they cannot win the election without us. And also, we should also understand that this election, before the coalition, many of us knew about this coalition for months, but we kept quiet. We were just watching it to come out to fruition. But we were pushing a campaign on this platform, Rig and Buy 2027. That is what we were pushing. Why are we not pushing that campaign anymore? Because the structure to make sure that Rig and Buy can happen is a coalition. Because I do not trust Nigerians to defend our votes. I don't trust you, man. Sorry. I don't trust myself either. Sorry. I don't trust all these noisemakers on social media also like me. Sorry, I do not. How many of us are on social media? 2 million less. Real numbers in a country of 200 million. We are not that important. So me, I am bringing us back to reality to understand. You're going into a room of dialogue with other people that have intentions also. Atiku won't be president. Atiku wants to be president of Nigeria. He has been campaigning since 1993. I was barely working. He has every right to want to contest for presidency. You will not bully him and attempt to cede you his position. You have to come up with superior arguments. Not shouting. Superior doings. That was why many of us pushed for the PO's birthday to be as loud as it was. To show them that we still do, because we were shouting behind the scenes that obedience structure no day. We had to make sure that when many people had sleepless night organizing it. But which people took the glory of that listening? People on Twitter still. For bomb tweets, engagement. The real people that did that work behind the scene, many of us don't know them. The real people that will take the work of the hard work on social on election day. They are not on social media. You don't know them. So our utterances on social media can spoil the work of millions of people back home. It is just common sense. Yes, you want P2B. Yes, I want P2B. But I'm entering a room with people that have their own. There are people that want Erufai. There are people that want Amechi. There are people that want Atiku. I will not have to bully them and tell them understand. Oh, no. I will show you reasons why. I will keep selling my candidates every single day and making tweets and seeing what P2B. Look at today. Our northern brothers brought out P2B's achievements in Kano. Umza Rice. And people that are not looking for chaos normally just carry that news and amplify it. Amplify the news and go viral. P2B actually, when a man in Kano State was looking for money across different banks to support him, they all rejected him. P2B was one that signed it off for the man. That's one of the biggest rice millers in the country right now. Things that were meant to amplify to sell our candidate that will produce the results that we want, we will not do it. Then when we get P2B, when the coalition finally comes up and says, okay, it's P2B, you now come and start meeting all these people and say, I beg you, and I'm supposed to help us to our vote for Northeast. You'll spend months insulting them, barraging them, calling them names, calling them this, calling them that. That's not how politics work, my brothers and sisters. This is the hard truth that many of us don't want to listen to, but I have to say it. Politics at this stage is about dialogue. Every one of us, we have done one round already. We are no longer amateurs. We're supposed to keep our emotions aside and get ready for what. If you want P2B, you have to do the work to get P2B into office. You have to do the work. P2B, he came out and said, I am in the coalition. Because even him himself, he now knows what I'm saying. That for him to get into himself, for him to beat Tinubu, he can't do it alone. He can't even depend on the obedience alone. It is the hard truth. Hey, let's not be spoiling this work for them. So I'm not coming to tell that don't take P2B or but when you put it in a forceful way, like you're telling them this no or not on, me, I want to see Nigeria change. Joe. I believe P2B is going to be the right person to change Nigeria. And I believe that by dialogue, you can convince other people to come to your side. Especially when your principal is already in a dialogue with those people. P2B not going to do 100. When I go to social media for Twitter fingers, they spoil work for them. Okay. P2B not go to North. They reach out to Northerners. You go there for social media. They criticize them. Because it's a bit tweet pass. Because how you go school pass. They create more enmity. Because those Northern leaders have just one vote. There are people in the social media like me and you. Go do canvassing. Go still come out to protect votes on election day. Wisdom, for me, is profitable to direct. And I hope somebody is listening. I dare leave him. But I'm feeling your hands are up, so let me allow you to come in, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Emir Saddam. Really, I'm not disputing with you. Everything you said, you're right. And I'm really with you on everything you've said. But I just don't want me to feel like I'm begging these people. Really. Because that is how...
My sister,
My sister, I don't wait. Okay, I've agreed with you. Okay, let me just round up. Let me just give me that 1 minute.
Oh yeah, go.
Right?
Take 2 minutes.
So who am I to dispute with you? You know, I can't.
No, I'm not going to dispute with you.
No, I know where I'm going.
Don't gaslight me. Don't watch me.
No, you are the one gaslighting me, Enya. You are the one. But the truth is that I'm not disputing with you, really. I'm not. I'm 100% in support of everything you've said, especially those who are trying to force it on them. Maybe we should rephrase our hashtag, personally, me, or maybe I will rephrase it. But the truth is, when they say once beaten, twice shy, I think that was exactly what it is with we obedience. So if you're really coming hard on us this way, please pat us on the back, because it's not easy, really. It's not. We know we need them, even as they need us. But don't let it seem as if we've been doing the wrong thing. No, that's the one.
My sister.
Thank
I
you.
grew up. My sister, I grew up in a generation where we don't give accolades until the work is done.
Yes,
Let me tell you the truth. I will
and that
never
is my mom. My sister,
wait. That pattern you need. That pattern you need, maybe Saddam will give you. Unfortunately.
No, I'm not talking about pattern of result.
I can never give obedient pattern until we deliver PO. If we do not deliver PO because of some people's loud mouth, because some people think they can do more than they do.
We will.
If we don't deliver PO, we are any party when I want party, when I go meet party will tell me. I'm not.
On a lighter note, may the soul of Clarita rest in peace. I really felt bad when I saw it. I saw it on your own post, and immediately may her soul rest in peace. Anyway, that is the way God wants it. I pray that each and every one of us, believing for a new Nigerian, that I would live to see a new Nigerian that I've been hoping for. And part of it is we being intentional in everything we're doing now. Thank you, and God bless us.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Philip. Sarah, may I say something?
No. I just want to tell her thank you, my madam. Thank you very much. Please, and also, another thing I need for this movement, we say obedient that our women plenty for the movement. And if I won't talk now, it will cause problem. But make it cause problem, because I know the run for problem. I like problem. Like we can bring problem. And they don't insult me time for the movement. So I don't even nothing they won't worry me for this movement anymore. See, our women, they love this country, especially the ones who did diaspora. They won't come back when they chop oha, when they chop okra soup, when they chop the Nigeria don't tire them. So I understand how much invested our mothers are in this movement. I understand. And our women are more emotional than men. Our women put in their emotions. So when you see, when they first of all allow emotions speak before they, I am asking, please, our mothers, please, me I beg. Make we channel our energy for now, in dragging and exposing this criminal government. When the time goes, so that you people not going to expend your energy. This is a marathon. We are playing sprint race. It's a marathon. Coalition and marathon. They just start. So by the time we are getting to when finish line, we will have enough energy to push. It's all I am saying. We are watching APC and Tinubu get away with murder every single day. And we are not expending these emotions towards that direction. We are not doing it. As long as people have come out and said, I will be on the ballot in 2027, that alone should be a consolation. What I feel like right now is happening now is like the children of, if you're not a faith-based person, but it's like the children of Israel, when they will take, don't say, I will take you to the promised land. God don't talk about. But then, despite every single day, they look for new miracle. They look for new thing to satisfy them. They are in that spirit of doubt every single day, spirit of fear, spirit of worry, spirit of, every single day, manufacturing problems where there's no problems. Just, I do not understand. And that's where we are. People have come out and said, I will be on the ballot. Why can't we respect and believe that and work now towards making sure that he eventually comes on that ballot without us necessarily burning bridges? Because whether we like it or not, to deliver PO in 2027, we need the hands of every single person. Every single well-meaning Nigerian. From the north to the south to the east and the west. But when you burn bridges right now, in your demands that cannot be met today, Your demands that cannot be met next month. Your demands that cannot be met in 6 months' time. You're burning bridges, insulting yourselves, insulting people over nothing.
Like everything you said on that submission is, I really wish anybody that was not paying attention at the time, when the space and go and listen to that, I don't think there's any better way to explain the times we are in than that. That's, I mean, sound like, I don't even know. I mean, now you consider and say sound dash, maybe to people that are in that mindset, but to be honest, that's just the time we are in. That's a full explanation of the times that we are in. All right, let me just quickly go to Mr. Goswin. Please go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just going to make this quick. I know that everybody has said all that needs to be said. May our sister's soul rest in peace. You know, she's a dear one.
Sorry, please, Mr. Goswin, sorry, please. Please, if you're in America and the burial is on August 1st, her burial is on August 1st in Maryland. So if you're in America and you want to reach out, please let me know in the DMs, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Go.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, so may I say rest in peace. I'll hopefully try to get down there to pay my respects. So I'm going to make this quick. So only 3 movies ever have ever made me cry like a baby while I watch the movies. And more than 20 years ago, I watched one of those movies. This movie is actually free on YouTube. I just posted it on the comment section. And I can put it on the Jumbotron later. The title of this movie is called Miss Evers' Boys. Miss Evers' Boys, this movie features some of my favorite actors, including Alfred Woodard, you know, Maurice Fishburne, and even now one of our own, Babatunde. Now, here's the deal. The lessons from this movie can be summarized in a famous quote by this Ronald Wright, you know, way back there. He said, "Each time history repeats itself, the price goes up." And what do we mean by that? From the movie, if you could get a chance to go watch it, I'll probably put it on the Jumbotron later. From the movie and the antecedents, it is clear that the black race has historically been the target of being pushed to extinction by the so-called civilized society. As a matter of fact, the black race has always been the primary target in the silent war waged by civilized society, a war designed not with bombs, not with tanks, but with experiments, neglect, manipulation, betrayal. And for every single time this war is perpetuated, they always find a black face willing to pull the trigger against her own people. You know, to facilitate this extinction, the perpetrators have to find a willing black person or group of people to play the role of the executioner. And in this movie, Miss Evers, who happens to be a black nurse, was used to betray her own community in the name of so-called medical advancement. Now, but in Nigeria, they have found willing persons in Tinubu and APC to take the machetes and play the role of the executioner by getting them to push this killer GMO to the rest of the country while demolishing all the institutions in Nigeria with their malicious criminality. Today, they have found the executioner. These Tinubu and APC are willing participants in the demolition of our people. Tinubu, APC, and their GMO peddling cabal have taken up the machetes and have begun swinging against our institutions, swinging against Nigerian people. These guys, they're not leading Nigeria, they are just dismembering Nigeria. And unfortunately, they have commenced the process of driving this extinction and demolition of Nigeria as a country with vicious tenacity and reckless abandon. So in closing, this 2027 election that we are talking about cannot come fast enough. This 2027 election that so many of us speak with, you know, cautious optimism cannot come fast enough. We may not survive it to see it if we continue sleepwalking through this destruction that is being unleashed all across the country. This is survival, my brothers and sisters. This is history repeating itself, but with a higher cost, our own very existence as a people and as a nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goswell. In fact, that's perfect place to draw the curtain today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that very, very good submission. And thanks to everybody who joined the space today. Apologies to those who will be requesting. The request is quite a lot, so some of the time it's very difficult to. Most of the time, not even some of the time, it's very difficult to accept all requests. So apologies to those people who couldn't accept to come speak today. Hopefully, next time we'll be able to get you in. I'll just say my last statement for tonight. First, I want to again remind you that for those of us that are not TikTokers, be watching out for Emir Saddam's night show on YouTube. Those of us we run from now YouTube. Forget what time they play like radio, the hospital and they hear people they give different submission. Apparently, the mindset is also shifting. So listen to that. But I really want to draw emphasis to. I don't know what submission kind. I was not at the beginning, so I don't know Saddam's first submission. So maybe some of the things he said just in the closing, just now, while he was trying to respond to female, I think he had said before, and probably, but I want to encourage you again. You need to cut. I was just thinking that was like a perfect, like I said, the perfect summary of where we need to be. I'll just pick some of the things he said. So first of all, Saddam said just now was keeping your card to your chest. It doesn't mean you don't have your card. It doesn't mean. So I think this is the problem. People think, oh, you have your card. Like, the only thing we're just saying is keep it to your chest, so people don't feel rattled before you even, especially when in this case it's people that you co-need. I mean, to be honest, everybody knows this. There's no body that wants to take you. I think this is established already. There's no argument about it. There's no body or political party or political organization or whoever that wants to take away Tinubu that do not need a Peter Obi's obedience. I think that's a given, right? So it's keeping your card. There's a need for us to keep our card, to our chest. We still have our card. That's what I was saying earlier. That some of us know, but we go keep them, and we need to use the dialogue approach a lot, even when we don't like it. I understand, because to be honest, even when the coalition started, I think the first submission I gave on violence bill, I said, more. There's a lot of bitter pills that came with this. I mean, some things were just difficult, and I understood it, but I already knew in my mind that the greater good was what was important. So I think let's sometimes look beyond the immediate satisfaction. I don't know how to put it, like the immediate need for I was right or something. Oh, I did the right thing. I'm the right person and all that. We're in a phase where the first thing we need to do to rescue this country is to dislodge APC. That's the first thing. After that, we can now. We are lucky. We are lucky now that we have a Peter Obi in the picture. That's one of the very first things I said about Peter Obi on his birthday. We are lucky that we have a Peter Obi in the picture. We don't have to deal, with Buhari for all his words, for what his words. He meant well, whatever. We are lucky to have a Peter Obi that is not just meaning well or want to do well. He also has the intellect, the energy, everything that is required for this time. He has it. So it's not just, this man for do well, he go do well, he mean well. It's not just to be willing, but also to be able. So it will be such a painful thing if we ever miss this opportunity. But like Saddam also said, please let's I don't know if I want to say shit out sometimes, but let's major on the major and as much as possible minor on the minor. So thanks to everybody. Make one another spoil Peter Obi work sometimes. Thanks to everybody that came up today. Thanks to all that gave submission even before I came. Saddam, over to you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for coming out here Meanwhile, we'll be continuing the live for the next probably few minutes on TikTok and on our Twitter and YouTube. Just to wrap up with the people on that other side of the conversation. But thank you to all of you that came out tonight. So those that cannot speak, please don't be angry. It's just that we have gone way past our time. I'm just going to wrap up on this. Please, obedience. Please, that those that truly care about this movement, those that truly care about P2B, because some people might say they care about P2B and you might not even know when you're working against his interest. I will say, and that's where I'm coming from, because it is better. I say it's better to keep quiet sometimes than open your mouth and expose yourself. Not everything deserves your comment. Not everything deserves your post. Understand, most importantly, that 2027 will not be 2023. We need everybody hands. We need every hand we can get. There are things that you cannot do that I can do. There are things I cannot do that the next person can do. But when you see people that come up with the ego of, oh, it is all about us in 2027, I tell you the truth, is either that they are naive or they are just harvesting the energy of this movement. And I'm very, 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 very willing to be the minority in the room in this conversation. Because there's something I always say, that there is nothing greater than time. Time is the revealer of everything and everybody. And if I am saying something that is wrong, time will reveal it. If I'm saying what is right, time will also reveal it. But God knows my heart that I have never been in this movement for one day to push or chase clout. I want to see Nigeria work. I want Nigeria to work. And I believe inherently deep within me that P2B is the right man to lead Nigeria. And I also understand that for P2B to achieve this dream, he needs the hands of every single person.